What up? This is Shaheen from OD, and this is episode 57 of True to Size.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to episode 57 of True to Size. We are a weekly podcast centered around the wild world of sneakers. I will be your host today. My name is Lawrence Hopkins, and I'm joined by the rest of the team at Canada Got Soul. Joel Hernandez.
OD.
Alvin Martinez.
OD all day.
What did you say?
OD all day.
Okay, that wasn't really English.
OD all day.
And of course, we are joined by some very special guests. We're excited to introduce the Prince of Persia.
That is the sexiest intro ever. I'm taking it.
The Sultan of Supreme.
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Crucial 4-1 Kick's gonna steal your chick. Someone call a doctor because this man is ill. It's Shaheen. Still.
Yo, just end the podcast right there. We're done.
Bars.
And Godfrey. Godfrey's here too.
There's Godfrey.
And Mo.
And our boy Mo
out here, though.
That's true.
Thank you, Shaheen and Godfrey, who doesn't even have a mic. Thanks, Godfrey, for listening. Thanks, Shaheen, for being here on the mic. What's up, man?
So thank you for having me. I'm glad you guys came out. I was not trying to go to Milton, like at all.
It's not as bad as it sounds, man.
It is when you check Google Maps. That is,
The hour is bad, huh?
that hour
I
is
hear you
not for
still.
me.
I hear you.
We appreciate you having us. It means a lot for you to have us in here, especially before it opens. This week we've got a very, very busy episode, as you can assume. Bear with us. It is still under construction in here. So if you hear some chainsaws or hammers or zombies screaming, you know what's going on. We're going to fly through the usual segments and get right into the nitty gritty, with Shaheen and the OD crew. We're going to learn more about the shop, the grand opening, how it came to be, and of course, we're going to play everyone's favorite game, 21 Questions. Also, Shaheen, I know you're a big podcast guy, or were at
like
one
podcasts.
point. Yep. So we've got some other discussion topics that we're going to run through with you, as well as the interview. But first, Joel.
Fire round.
That was ugly. We like to start every show with a quick hitting question from you, our listeners, and this week's question comes from LL Cool Breezy. He asked, now that Air Max month has passed and it's the 30th anniversary of the Air Max 90 next year, if Nike decided to do a vote back on the Air Max 90, what colorway would you vote back? It's a pretty good question.
Air Max 90, wow.
Anyone have any? You would do bacon?
Bacon.
I think I would do Warhawk.
Oh.
Shaheen, Godfrey.
I was going to say Warhawk as well.
You were going to say Warhawk? Shaheen?
I was going to say bacon.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Joel?
I'm the
Can you
deciding
check something
factor.
different?
You're the Air Max guy, so.
Air Max 90, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the bacon.
We can't pick the bacon
You're gonna do
anymore.
bacon too?
I can't do bacon.
You can't do bacon, man. That's boring.
That's it, man. I don't know.
Infrared
I'm
90s.
stumped.
Infrared 90s.
I think those are retro regardless, though, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 99,000% sure that those are going to come out next year.
Like, it's the anniversary. If you don't retro the 90 infrared, you're kind
They're
of...
stupid.
They'll do
Yeah.
the infrareds. They'll do the laser blues again. And
Yeah, they'll do all the classic ones. And hopefully the
classic.
Warhawks and bacons, apparently. That's all we care about.
Facts.
You don't have anything else, Joel?
No, man. I can't
Okay.
really think
For
off the top of my
90s?
head.
It's going to be a long episode.
Give me the Clerks.
There you
Clerks
go.
is good, too.
Clerks.
I'll fuck with the Clerks, too.
Do you have any 90s in the shop?
I'm not a 90s fan.
No?
I didn't. Do we have any 90s in the shop?
Yeah.
Cause?
We have Atmos.
Cause
Yeah.
90s?
The duck camo? You guys have them downstairs, right?
Oh, yeah,
With
that's
duck
right.
camos,
camos,
tiger camos, moon landing.
Don't mind that. That was just, they're putting a hole in the wall.
Does that,
Wait a
does
second.
that sound like an AK-47 on the mic?
No, it sounds
Yo,
like
welcome to OD.
You try to steal from me, that's what's going to happen. You dig?
Yeah, the security system here is something different.
They're a
Oh, I
system.
thought I saw Gatling guns come out when I walked up to the door.
Yeah.
Shit.
If you would like to submit a question for the fire round, like LL Cool Breezy, and have us answered on the pod, please shoot us a message on Instagram or email us at canadagotsoul@gmail.com. Next up, the CGS picks. Each week, we all pick an upcoming sneaker to analyze, dissect, give our thoughts on, and then update you about. Then we decide if it's poop, scoop, whoop-de-whoop, or Alvin's phrase.
Super cute.
Super cute.
Do I have to use any of those?
You have to use all of them at the same time.
Sentence.
Alvin, why don't you go first? What do you got for us?
I got the New Balance 991 in the spring ready green suede.
Spring ready green suede.
That's what it says.
It does say that, yeah.
It's cute, man. I mean, it's not cute. I'd buy these. Apparently they're available at size. I just love the green. Very clean.
Clean green.
Dope dad shoe. You know,
It is.
I'm a dad now, so I can fuck with it.
You've been a
Did
dad,
your
though.
style change?
Not at all.
Oh,
Still rock Jordan 1s and shit, so.
That's a dad shoe now, though, so.
I feel more justified wearing dad shoes now because
you have, like, the excuse. Not that you needed it in the first place.
no, you never
but-
need an excuse, but now it's just like, yeah, you know, it feels good to wear dad shoes.
can I say the bread ones as my pick?
I mean, we're going to talk about it, but yeah, you could pick
Okay,
it in
if
a
we're
second.
gonna talk
Yeah,
about it,
we're gonna
let's
talk
wait.
about it.
Let's
All
wait.
right, we'll wait.
So these are a scoop for me if they ever come to Canada.
They are a scoop for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Joel, what do you got?
My pick was the New Balance again. I like New Balance happy right now. But New Balance 997s, the M Leon
M.A.
Leon
Ame.
Door.
Ame?
That's
Does
the
anyone-
last, the last time I heard it, that's what it was.
Ame?
But I'm sure we're all
Leon.
wrong.
One of
Leon?
our French friends, please let us
It has
know.
to sound French and you're good.
M. Leon d'Or.
M Leon Door. Collabo. With the 997. There's two colorways that dropped. It's the mulberry purple and the canary yellow. Just straight fire, man. Like with the mulberry purple, they mix with the pink, purple, ocean blue, and like accents of like navy and stuff. With the canary yellow, it's pretty much like navy, hot pink, yellow, and forest green.
These are supposed to have an international release too, so maybe we might see them in Toronto.
Hopefully, man.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I've heard rumor as well that it'll come to
You heard a
Canada.
rumor?
Yes.
Lawrence is that guy. He doesn't want to tell nobody anything.
See,
He wants to be the only one on the line.
He never told us we were coming to record here till today, bro.
I know, bro.
He's like, maybe we'll go to OD on Tuesday.
I said we were
gotta
getting
talk
lunch.
after the podcast. I need
It's a
this.
possibility.
No, but like New Balances are back.
No,
They
for
are,
real though.
man.
They're definitely back.
For real though.
Well, they haven't gone anywhere, but now the hype
It's
is
like
back.
the hype is there.
What it is, yeah.
It's coming to
Exactly.
Canada, the hype.
Yeah, finally. It took a while.
Yeah.
It was here for a bit when there was those Kith drops a while back, and then it kind of just faded, and now it's back again in Canada. At
Well,
least.
we stopped getting the collabs.
Yeah,
Capsule, Livestock did always get.
yeah, we
the
lined up.
That's where
Yeah.
we lined up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I met these guys in lineups.
in lines.
guys.
Yeah, that's how real sneaker relationships start
Yeah.
in lines.
But yeah, no, I'm seeing it. A lot of hype on those, and of course, like you're gonna see the resale value, and
for
that
sure.
brings in the other crowd. So it's back.
Will
Well,
we- will
if
we
you know,
s-
you know. New Balances have been here.
Will we
Yeah.
see these in the store, perhaps one day?
I don't know.
Yes.
Here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
think
see
so.
them in here.
Awesome.
Yeah,
ODOD.
Definitely, definitely.
we're gonna see everything.
What
in
color
here.
do you like better from the two?
Me personally, I like the purple.
Is that the one with the,
The
yellow?
mulberry
The
purple.
one with the yellow?
I want the
No.
yellow soul, the
You want
yellow
the yellow?
tongue.
I like the purple with the blue and the pink.
I like
know what I mean?
I like the yellow.
The
yellow tongue?
That was pretty dope.
I like the purple tongue.
Fuck it, let's just mismatch, man. One of each.
That's what I thought it was. That's what I
Honestly,
thought
when
it
I saw
was.
the picture, I
Everyone
thought
was
it was,
posting
but
That's what I
mismatch.
thought it was.
Yeah.
Like the first time.
That's
when
what I
they
thought it
dropped
was.
It can go mismatch, man. Like,
Yeah, but that's
can't really
a
tell,
lot of
man.
money.
Yeah,
I know.
But you know what I mean?
Split it
For
with
the
a friend.
same outfit two
Or just
times.
swap it out with somebody
split it
else.
with a friend. Yeah.
Yo, Godfrey, you're down. We're the same size.
What?
You can't hear what he said. Godfrey said, "Nah, fuck you, bro."
Now Godfrey stays down. No, but I want to see more collabs from Canadian brands
Straight.
with New Balance because
Straight.
you
For
know,
sure, man, for
you
sure.
know, like
I think OD should get a collab, no?
no,
If
we
round
got-
two
we
can
gotta
get a
earn-
collab,
we gotta
then
earn a
OG can
collab.
get a collab.
We gotta earn a collab. We're not there yet.
Let's push
we
that,
we
yeah.
gotta open first,
Yeah,
and then we'll talk about other things.
Baby
I'm
steps,
honestly,
baby
I'm
steps.
still not convinced the store's opening. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I'll believe it when I see
Yeah.
it's
it.
been coming soon for a
Yeah.
minute.
Soon is very open-ended though, so I mean, you didn't do no wrong. Joel, how do you rate these?
I rate these a scoop
Yeah,
if they come. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna hold my breath.
they clean as hell.
Yeah.
So my pick, of course, somehow we all wound up choosing New Balances this week, is a 997 in a full tonal suede nubuck upper. And the entire shoe is, well, it's titled English Lavender.
Lavender.
I'm
not sexy enough to pull this off.
Sounds super.
That's hot.
These are like,
That's for you, man.
these
I
are
can't pull that
supple,
off.
man. These are
Yeah.
super supple looking.
That suede? Oh my.
So there's no release information yet. But it's not a collab or anything. It looks like it could be. I don't know who would collab on a purple shoe. Who does purple?
Raptors.
Not that purple.
That's Barney.
If we lose, that's the purple.
Yeah, if it's
we're
Barney,
going with.
yeah. But it looks like it could be a collab. Super dope looking shoe, very clean. Shaheen doesn't think he would pull that off, but I definitely could. So I don't care. It's my pick.
The one problem I have with New Balances, though, their prices were creeping up without us noticing.
Yeah.
That's another reason they fell off.
And now these
You're just gonna
GRs are
show up
$225
with-
US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just gonna show up with those prices like I didn't notice. Like that's another reason they fell off because the prices went up like they were doubling, and because we were so focused on the Jordan brand going
Pricing
up in
going
price, New Balance is like slowly charging even more.
Yeah.
$10, $10,
So we're
$10,
calling you out, New
$10.
Balance. Bring it back down because they were the most affordable brand.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
I mean, you do pay for quality too, though. It's a
That's
thing.
the thing too, man.
And they definitely have
But
a lot.
what is quality? Like when it comes
Please
to sneakers,
tell us,
what is
please.
quality?
What do
Like,
you think it is?
I've touched. I want to say I've felt. We've touched thousands of sneakers. Like quality is not like. I don't even know what quality is. It's all made in the same area. It's all like
Unless
the
it's
same
made
materials.
in USA. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I
But
feel you.
There's like quality, even the level up, like the higher you go up with the quality, it's not worth the money.
You don't think so?
No, you might get a little better stitching, a little less glue stains.
What
Are
about
you
if
paying
you
$100 extra?
jump into like designer brands? Do you see it's worth it there? Like, is it that at that point you see quality being a factor, or
But that jump is too high. That's why
there's no mid ground?
Yeah, that's why we don't carry luxury brands because they're just fads. They come in $2,000 shoe and they're out next season.
Yeah.
Whenever the trends
true.
change. Yeah.
That's another reason with sneakers they're timeless. It's always affordable.
yeah.
It's the one thing you can always stunt on that's affordable because you can't. Not everybody can get a Rolex. Not everybody can get cars. You can always have
Soft, bro.
a nice sneaker. You know what I mean? So that's why sneakers are not going anywhere. That's always going to be the stunt piece.
I never thought of it that way. I appreciate that perspective.
I like
That's
that.
good.
I'm here for that.
You've been thinking about it for a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
You've had a lot to say for a little bit of a while.
Yeah.
I think they're cute. I probably won't buy it because, like Shaheen said, they're $225 US. So that's what
Yeah, it's a big
$4,000 Canadian. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that's a no go
That's
for
a
me. But they're-
Lamborghini.
yeah, that's
a
the
Lamborghini.
Lambo downstairs. Like it's verging on that price almost. But yeah. So, anyways. Next up is This Week in Kicks. Now is the part of the show where we discuss the current headlines and happenings in the world of sneakers. This first one, I just want to see Shaheen get mad. I don't know why. I think he's going to, but he probably will. Did you see that there, you ready? Did you see there's a Canadian sneaker retailer reselling their sneakers?
Wait, what?
Let me get into this. So, Laced in Hamilton. I did a little bit
my
of digging.
God.
Did you guys see?
Why?
You guys know what I'm talking about now? So they posted the Jordan 1 Crimson Tint on Saturday or
For
whenever it came
resale?
out. Wait, man, I'm going to build up
Sorry,
to it.
sorry.
Wait, don't worry.
He's
See, you're already
up there.
You're already amped up.
Yeah.
Already upset, guys.
So they posted it on Instagram on, I believe it was Saturday, maybe Friday. I did a little bit of digging and found it. They sold them. I don't know if they sold or they just posted them at the low price of $295 Canadian
What?
plus tax. And for anybody listening not from Canada, Jordans are retail at $215 Jordan
Yeah.
1s. So $243 after tax.
Oh, shit.
Someone commented on the post. Many people commented on the post, but somebody commented saying, is this the retail store? Why is the price marked up so much higher than the given retail? I would like some answers. And they had a one-word reply. It was very short and sweet. They replied to this guy and said, resale.
Wow.
That was their one-word answer.
Okay.
Wow.
Let me give you another example. There was a retailer in Toronto that was selling. I'm not gonna name them. $10 T-shirts for what was it? $500. Let's say 500. It's ridiculous. And the comments were the same comments. They replied, suggested retail.
MSRP.
Yeah. So like, are they wrong?
I mean, in Nike's terms, they're probably wrong. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If you want to get technical with Nike, they'll get technical with you right back.
Especially if you're a retail store.
Yeah.
Trying to run a resale thing. Like,
Especially when you comment resale as you
Yeah.
reply. Like that's kind of,
You just don't give a fuck.
yeah, you don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
But this kind of brings up a discussion we've had like for the entire year this show has been on the air. Like it's hard for retail stores to stay open now because no one cares about inline shoes anymore. Like if you walk downstairs in this beautiful store that we're in, I don't see any Hirachis or Monarchs. I'm not nothing against it. I mean, the store is decent, but there's no Hirachis or Monarchs or inline shoes. It's just hype stuff.
no Roshis. Like,
There's no Roshis. So that's why Laced in Hamilton is having a tough time. I'm assuming that's why they're selling it for $2.95 because no one's buying the regular shit. So when they get, I'm assuming they don't get a lot of releases in Hamilton at Laced. Shout out to Lace, by the way. It's like good people there. I'm assuming they just made a big ass mistake.
Huge.
But yeah, like that's why they have to sell for resale because they're not going to be able to stay open if they keep selling stuff for retail every third weekend. That's the only time people come to the store. Like it's tough. Any thoughts there?
What do you do if you have to pay rent and you need money? What do you do in that situation?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't
You
open a
still
retail
stick
store.
Do you close down? Do you close down? Because a lot of these stores are just, they're either
Folding.
backdooring
That's it. Yeah.
or they're just selling out through the front
The thing
for
is,
resale. Like,
Yeah.
what do you do? Like, you got to look at it both
I would
perspectives.
backdoor it. Like to me, like
Just
that's what I
backdoor it?
want. That's why I wondered why they didn't do it. Like it's not that hard.
To just
literally-
secretly do it. Yeah,
Yeah, secretly do
Instead
it
of just
and
being
then
like, fuck
say
you.
you never got it or say you
Yeah.
did a raffle.
Yeah.
Like we all know what happens. Like obviously, like people have written blog posts about it, not to name any NetMag names. But like we know what happens, obviously. Like that's how these people get so many pairs.
Yeah.
Like, no one would say anything if they said we're doing a raffle for the Crimson Tints. Nobody won, quote unquote. Like nobody knows anybody who won. They all went out the back door and they sold them for $300. Like at least you're not showing Nike to their face like, hey, look what we're doing. Like that's just stupid.
So you're okay with backdoor? Like you understand backdoor?
I understand it. 100% I understand it. I don't agree with it. I don't endorse it.
Yeah, backdooring like is not what people think. It's not me getting 100 sneakers for retail. Like I don't get backdoors, but that's not how it works. Like these people getting the backdoors, they're buying a lot of garbage.
yeah.
They're not just, or they're paying resale for these shoes. Nobody has a backdoor link getting 100 pairs of
For
retail shoes.
yeah.
So like, I'm sure if you go to any retailer and you buy 10 pieces of garbage on the wall, they're going to save you for the next shoe.
Yep.
It's the exact
Yeah.
same thing.
And then you multiply it by 10 times 10 and you buy 100 pieces of garbage, then you're getting 10 pairs or whatever it is. Yeah, we've talked about that before too. Like it's give a little, get a little. Like these people who are getting back doors are not going in there and be like, yo, what's up, boy? And then they hailing them up and then walking out with 40 pairs just like that at retail. Like there's a lot bigger business plan behind it. And they might even just break even on most releases. And then something like Off-White Ones comes out and then they start to make money. Like it's not what people think, like Shaheen said, which is
Yeah.
cool to at least other people know.
And like
It's not one of
GRs
those
are just
things.
not special. Like if you go into a store, there's 10 different colorways and they keep bringing them back and
Yeah.
and people are bored of that.
They are
so
bored
we
of
just
it.
want the special things.
Do
But
you think they're bored? So go ahead and finish.
No,
your
no, go
thought.
ahead.
Do you think they're bored of it, or do you think that just like the culture doesn't allow for it anymore?
like
both?
Instagram ruined sneakers.
Agreed.
And the culture is dead. Culture back in the day, you knew every sneaker, you knew the history.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would research the details on these things. You remember like when Dornbeckers came out, we'd look into the
The
kids.
kid's name and the
Yeah.
kid's story. Yeah.
And you know, like nowadays it's just a quick flex and that's it. Like I'm wearing the shoes for you. I just want you to tell me it's dope and that's it. I'm not wearing it
think
because
your
I
shoes are
like
dope,
it.
man.
I don't.
They're dope though. So
Yeah. But like that's what it's about. People aren't wearing stuff for themselves anymore. I'm like even that's why I stopped posting on Instagram in general. Like I just felt like I was doing it for other people.
Yeah. I feel you.
And then I would just check up on my likes and
See how
then
many people-
eventually
yeah.
you just
Do you feel gratified after you see all these people like it and you're like, this is dirty?
it's tough. You don't want to get consumed by likes and yeah. It's
might
really
have to have
unhealthy.
might have to have you back on the show, man.
No, people are
This is
getting
good
bullied
talk.
over like
It's
little
true.
things.
Yeah.
No,
Over
for real.
nothing.
It's true.
Oh, for sure.
And it's like I'm not even a cool guy. Like anything people wear,
false.
Everyone
would you
collectively rolled their eyes.
when something drops and like that, like we kind of shit on people. I'm trying not to swear.
You
Like,
can
on
swear
this
all
podcast, I
you
can
fucking
swear.
want, bro.
We shit on people like if they like something, but like what the fuck do we want? We want everybody to dress the same.
That's what we keep saying. That's one of
Like
the main things
let
surrounding
these
this
motherfuckers
podcast.
wear what
yeah.
they want because I don't want them to dress like me anyways.
You
Like
want to look different.
you
Yeah.
just want to look different. Like the more we bully these kids for wearing GRs, the more everyone's wearing the same shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's just looking like a clown.
That's right.
So this kind of begs the question, like this whole topic, not this whole topic. We kind of got off the rails a little bit, but it was good
Sorry.
talk. No, it's good. It's really
Good,
good. Just back to, we were talking about this, obviously this retail stores reselling shoes. Last week we had a poll on our story. I don't know if you saw it or not.
I saw it.
The one, would you rather open a retail store or a resale store? So obviously Laced might have made the wrong decision. Seems like they wanted to open a resale store. But what are your thoughts on it? If you could, I mean, obviously you chose a path. But if you could start over, would you still go the same path or would you do retail? Like what would your thoughts be?
Like back in the day or now?
You could tell me both.
So like you started with retail stores, then it was the resale stores. Now they're kind of like merging. Where like these resale stores also have their own brand and do collabs with different people and curate their own stuff. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
It's not just reselling.
Yeah.
Like what type?
I think it really falls into like how you want to actually conduct your business, because as a retail store you're stuck with what you have to get.
Yeah.
As a resale store, we choose what we want to do. So obviously there's a different investment that comes with it. There's a different decision that has to be made. But if you can get into this business, you can do what a retailer does, but have the leverage to do what you want to do rather than being stuck with what Jordan wants to do or any other company wants you to do.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that. I think that's what we said last week. Like, I think I chose, I don't remember what I chose now, but I'm pretty sure I chose
wanna change
resale.
it?
I don't know now, but I'm pretty sure I chose resale for that reason. Like, you can curate your entire wall. Like, you don't have to take in the poo-poo Hirachis that you don't like just because you have to buy that from Nike in order to get whatever cool shoe is coming out 3 months later. Like, you don't have to be attached to any product that you don't care for.
And people don't
And
know
you
how
can-
these shoes work. Like, I'm not, people aren't just ordering the hype shit. No, a quick strike is motherfucker, I'm giving you 300 pairs of this. And that's coming off the credit card. And now I'm stuck with 300 pairs.
Yep.
So that's how a retail store works these days. Like these brands are forcing you to take the garbage if you want the dope shit.
Can you get any more into the mic? Do you want to eat it?
Yeah, no, Godfrey had to pull my hand away from the mic.
that's
Godfrey, you
your
want to
PR.
hold my mic?
That's
Your audio guy. That's
Godfrey is the audio PR individual in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just come in.
He's the
close.
boom
I'm sorry,
guy.
guys, yeah.
The boom mic.
This podcast went off the rails.
For anybody listening, this is completely different. We're in like this lounge upstairs at ODTO that none of you will probably ever see because I think it's private. Not to flex, but we gotta flex a little bit. It's like a little private lounge up here. We're all holding the mics, which is completely new for us.
Where Godfrey is sitting on
Godfrey is literally sitting on
some Supreme kind of like
Supreme looking stool. I don't know what it
stool.
is. Godfrey, what are you sitting on?
Just a house, you know. Just
He's sitting on
Yeah.
Sitting on
the Supreme LV trunk.
The Supreme
Yeah.
LV.
What was
truck.
retail on that? Do we remember?
I don't remember. I don't know how it turned into a chair. Where did this business go wrong?
It's the most expensive chair in Toronto. I can guarantee you that.
coffee table? And
Coffee table. It's whatever we want it to be. Just use a coaster. It's fine. So you think? Sorry, we cut you off.
So no.
Yeah.
Resell 100%.
Yeah.
Retail stores are getting bullied into taking what these companies want for the nice shit. And they're just getting bullied into reselling themselves. This is how backdooring happens. So
it's the dirty side that no one wants to admit to, but it's what's keeping the sneaker community alive right now, to be honest. Like,
yeah. Like Kith is probably the one, like they do so many collabs and they're getting in so many different investors that they can do what they want. They can take what they want. They become like a flagship for Nike.
If your
in
store
Manhattan.
becomes a destination and people want to come to New York and they want to buy something from Kith, you're fine. Like that's way different. Like they don't have to worry because people will come and buy a GR Cortez off the wall and keep the receipt because they bought it from Kith and they're excited about it.
And that's what brands want to see. Like, if you have a shop like a Kith, I'm giving you the dope shit.
Yeah.
Because that's where I want to display it in a shop like that.
It's like a double-edged sword. You have to be cool and that's it. Actually, it's a one-edged sword. Yeah.
It's just,
I don't even know what a one-edged sword is. That's an axe? I don't know what that is. It's an axe. It's a one-edged axe. You have to be cool or there's the other side, which is flat. Like you're just surviving pretty much.
But in a dream world, obviously, like
You would prefer-
reselling is like dirty, like you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
people frown upon it. Dream world, it's retail, but like there's a lot of different things that people don't
In
know
the
about.
realistic world, it's resale.
Yeah. In a
So
real
if it
estate.
was 10 years ago, like when I met you a decade ago, damn,
Crazy.
would it have been retail at that
It was-
time?
yeah, he's right. It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was retail. We were camped
didn't even
out
have
for
a
the
beard.
galaxies.
He didn't even have a beard,
I'm
man.
a beard.
He
I
had
didn't
a-
have
he
a
had a
chin.
student card.
I was completely different.
He had a student card for high school. That was his ID
Yeah.
for the.
Yeah, man, I lost a lot of weight. Yeah, but back in the day, yeah, it's definitely retail.
Yeah,
Cause like those were the only stores. Capsule.
that's all that existed. Like 10 years ago, you
Livestock.
wouldn't have even thought about it. It was just Flight Club. That was
Yeah.
the only resale consignment place that existed that I can remember.
And were we okay with that? Like, I never seen anybody hating on Flight Club back in the day. I think it's just when it became mainstream and everybody started doing it. That's when people, but like, you gotta be mad at the people paying these prices.
To keep it afloat in the first place.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Like, shoes they have two different values. The status or the money. Like, what's it worth to you? Like, I rather the money. I don't care about the Instagram
Yeah.
post. So that's it.
You'd rather catch your check and then
And buy some shit I like.
and buy a $4 million Lamborghini. So next up, I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I know Alvin saw it because he accidentally sent us the link. Adidas X Marvel. I don't know if Shaheen cares about this or not because he is a little bit of a nerd. But they're dropping the Heroes Among Us collection. Did you see it, Shaheen?
Man, I just want to hear what you guys say before I shit on it.
Oh,
what do you
God.
think?
So basically, the whole pack draws parallels to the superhuman abilities of NBA players. Not bad, and kind of compares it to pro basketball players and their superhero, whatever you want to call it, antics. So there's a Harden volume 3 that's like Iron Man inspired. There's a Dame 5 that's Black Panther inspired. There's a T-Mac 1 that's Nick Fury inspired. A Next Level that's Captain America inspired. And that one's for John Wall. There's a Pro Vision that's Captain Marvel inspired for Candace Parker. Go ahead, Shaheen. Actually, no, I'm gonna finish.
No, let's
Before we-
choose. Do you guys like any of them? If I had to choose one, it's the Black Panther.
Oh yeah, I really like the Iron Man. Actually, if I didn't know it was the Iron Man Harden until it said
Yeah.
Iron Man. It was one of those like when you're told the theming, you're like, oh, there it is, but it didn't like scream at me.
Which one was the T-Mac?
The T-Mac is Nick Fury
I like the T-Mac
and has the little Avengers logo or whatever that.
because I like the clear sole on it and how it's all like.
Yeah, and it's like all black and sleek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clean.
Joel, did you even see the pack?
No, I didn't see.
No.
Joe doesn't give a fuck.
So I'm assuming this question is going to come up anyways. So Adidas is killing it with the collaborations. Like the people they're collabing with are like crazy. Game of Thrones, Dragon Ball Z, Marvel. Like that's like
That's
even
the
just
dream.
those
That's
three.
that lineup.
Like that's
I'm sold.
wild.
I'm
yeah.
sold.
But why isn't it hitting? Like what is it about it that's like no one cares really? Like
Man, I think it's just their catalog sucks. Like in terms of like kids these days, they don't want to wear that shit. And what they're doing is smart. They're putting Dragon Ball Z with shit they want to sell GRs of.
of course, yeah.
It's just those shoes are so like they're not very trendy on Instagram, and
Yeah.
like it's not their fault. Just Instagram has ruined that type of shit.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago that would have been a different story, but right now nobody gives a fuck about that shit.
So you think it's just the shoes they're pairing it with? But then
I would do it with superstars.
But
I
then
would
one
have
could
bought a
argue,
whole set.
what
Go
about
ahead.
the Ultra Boost? The Game of Thrones, the entire collection was Ultra Boost. Arguably their hottest shoe. Maybe not anymore. Like it might be phasing out a little bit, but one of the best shoes in their catalog. And they had, 6 pairs of Game of Thrones Ultra Boost? Why didn't that, like no one really cares about
They
those.
look like other things we've seen before. There's just a tag on the back.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like I need more than that for my money. You know what I mean? But I would have done superstars. Like why aren't they bringing back the superstars?
Do you think they're saving it for something, or you think they're just somebody in the creative department is shitting the bed?
I think they're just trying anything right now. But they are going it like they're doing it the right way. Like Dragon Ball Z, Marvel, and Game
Pokemon
of
coming
Thrones.
Yeah, Pokemon's coming up.
And Pokemon's coming up. Pokemon. I'm not gonna wear the Pokemon, but it's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
kinda
But at
cool.
the same time, it's kind of not cool.
I want to see people wear it. I want to see people wear that because like it's cool.
But you won't wear
I
it.
won't wear it. I won't wear it. Again, it comes down to I want to see people wearing different shit. But in terms of this, yeah, no, they're dropping the ball.
You think so? Speaking of Adidas, And dropping. Ooh, that's a good one. Did you guys see that Donald Glover was randomly airdropping? There's the drop. His shoes to people at Coachella.
Oh yeah, that was cool,
Did
man.
you see it, Shaheen?
No.
No. So basically,
Am I missing out?
yeah, you should have gone to Coachella
No.
to get one pair of Donald Glover Nizza lows. So basically, random people at Coachella last weekend were receiving airdrops from Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, with a picture of his upcoming shoe that hasn't even been officially announced. Maybe that was the official announcement. And they could redeem that for the shoe at Coachella.
That's hard.
Oh, that's lit.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So there was people leaving Coachella with the unreleased Childish Gambino shoe. And imagine just looking down at your phone after forgetting AirDrop was
sent
on.
me this?
Because who leaves AirDrop on in the first place?
I do.
Like, you leave it on?
Just in case
Just in
Donald
case.
Glover wants to holler at me.
Well, mine's been on since that
Honestly, if
I-
it was
time.
on, you deserve it. Like, seriously.
Very
You
true.
earned that fucking
Yeah.
shoe. What was the shoe?
his
Nizza.
collab coming up. So it's like have you seen the preview? It's like a low cut, all white Nizza. It's very canvassy, like distressed. If you see it, it looks like a 2019 Donald Glover shoe. Maybe not 4 years ago. Maybe not a Childish Gambino shoe, but a Donald Glover shoe. Alvin's going to show you in a second.
Okay.
Godfrey got it.
Godfrey got it. How do we
Yeah.
feel about the shoe, by the way? Because I guess this was the official
That's
announcement.
very Coachella.
That's very
Yeah,
Coachella.
That shoe is, I feel like that's where
It's very
everybody's shoe look
Gambino
like coming
too,
out of
though.
and
Coachella.
very,
Very Gambino.
very Donald Glovery.
Yeah.
Like he's very like, I don't even know what to call his style right now. That's me just swaying back and forth.
That's
me.
probably the coolest drop of the year.
This is the way they did it, right?
It's crazy. How
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people they did it for. I just saw like a couple confirmations and people leaving with the shoe, like in some
iPhone
articles I read. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Like
three
that's-
people that had
The
airdrop
three
on.
people at
They
Coachella
had a
that had
lot of
it.
leftover pairs.
They're at the outlet right now with the rest of them. So next up, Shaheen's topic that he wanted to discuss, that he waited patiently to discuss. I feel like he knows the answers, but are bread ones coming back?
No, do we know that? Yeah, they're coming back. They're definitely coming back.
You think so?
I was downstairs with Godfrey. We were looking at the breads, and it's not with the updated height yet. Like,
Yeah, it's not as high.
Yeah.
It's not an OG height.
so
yeah.
that's an excuse to bring it back. It's always about the excuse.
Of course.
Is it a nice leather? Is it a different red? Oh, it's the real red this time.
No Jordan, no Jumpman on the
Yeah.
back.
Listen, I'm buying them all. Like that's what it comes down to. Done.
As in you are buying them all, or OD is buying them all?
They will be here.
Both.
They'll be here. Both. We will have your size.
They're already here.
Size 11, please.
No, but I hope that shoe is super GR. I hope
Yes.
because
I've heard full family sizing, because I don't know if you guys saw, but there was that little baby infant crib sized bread one that released, like the images released of it, and it kind of adds up that the men's one
Can I
would
just
come
say they
out too.
fucked that one up?
The infant one looks kind of poo poo. You're right.
Yeah. Like, I'm not putting my daughter in that.
Yeah, she wouldn't fit, but you wouldn't put it even if she fit.
No,
Yeah.
even if she
Yeah,
fit.
even if she would fit in it. Yeah. But yeah, so basically, Zed Sneakerheads, we're gonna call it Zed, even though it's probably Z. Zed Sneakerheads on Instagram announced it last night. It would have been a Monday night, that they're coming back in their true OG form, like you guys mentioned, which is high cut, and it's gonna be Black Friday of this year. So the only really question that we have pertaining to this is, why have all the boxes said OG if they're not really OG? Like, all these Jordan 1 quote unquote OGs are dropping, but now they're releasing this year and they're actually OG. What does that mean? Why have they been saying it? And like, does that make the ones that have been coming out not OG? Are they both OG? What's OG anymore? What does OG even stand for? I don't know.
let's go around in a circle. What's OG?
On Godfrey.
on God.
Jordan 1 on Godfrey.
On God. We all just looked at Godfrey and bowed in his direction.
As he sits on the
As he
supreme
sits on the
Throne.
trunk. Yeah.
But like, look, but it's just marketing.
That's
That's
what
all
it
it is. It's
Yeah,
just
straight.
marketing, and it's good marketing. Fuck it, I'm buying it.
We're all
People
buying
just
it.
want to hear OG.
Yeah.
They think that shit is cool. If I tell you it's an OG, like, man, it just sounds good.
It does sound good. It's something to add, like you said. It's bread 1 OG. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, now I need it. I have bread 1s, but I don't have OG.
OG.
The high cut and then the different leather or whatever they do. But yeah, I'm buying it. Fuck
But
it. What the hell?
Gentry Humphreys used to work for Jordan Brand, and he
Yep.
would always talk about every time he would retro a shoe, he wanted something different.
Straight.
So this is like going back to those days when True Blue came out. There was something different about it,
They
just
had
so
the different lining.
just
or
so the
they-
old ones aren't garbage.
Yeah.
And then you have a new one. So
makes
they're doing
sense.
it the right way.
It makes people keep buying it. And then in 5 years, they'll make it the same as the first one. And then they'll
Give me
rotate
better
through
leather.
the cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you said leather doesn't matter, man. Oh, shit.
It's just an excuse to buy it.
Okay.
But I see
you
what he's
use
trying to
all
do.
of them?
Actually,
As
we're
you
gonna
sit there
have
and
a
you're-
talk after this podcast.
As you sit there in your, are those O1s?
Yes.
They are O1s?
Yes.
What an eye, man.
Wow.
As you
Good
sit
eye.
there in your O1 bread ones, you're gonna buy them. Those are a little bit lower, aren't they? The O1 than like the 2016.
I think these are 2016. I honestly,
What are you saying yes
I'm
to
sorry.
O1 then? What the hell?
I literally don't look at the date on the ones when I buy them.
He just
But
puts them on, bro.
no, with
I don't even know what that answer means.
no,
I
with,
don't even
with
look at the
breads,
date.
I have 3 pairs of every single one,
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah.
and I buy 3 pairs thinking I'm going to wear them all before retros,
And then they're all dead stock.
and they retro before I can get to my second pair.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Well, yeah,
That's
the
a
last
good-
one was 2016, right? And now it's
Yeah.
2019. They're coming back. The time before 2016 was 2013.
2013.
13.
Before that, 2011. And then before that, DMP 2009.
Yeah.
And then before that, it was a while. No, it was maybe 01. No, no one counts
No.
the alphas.
Do you think they should put the ones away for a bit
The ones in general, yes, after the bread ones come out, because I want those.
after the bread ones?
We've talked about that too. What do you think? I mean, give it to us from your perspective as a sneaker fan, and also from your perspective as someone who's going to make a lot of money if the bread ones do come back out.
No, we didn't lose a lot of money. We stocked up a lot of breads.
shit.
Yeah, but it's like how we look at it is Jordan Brand can release 100 Jordan 1s, but they're not all for you. There's a pair for everybody in there. This is the problem with sneakerheads. Motherfuckers think they need everything. You don't. So that's what it comes down to. It's not all for you.
That's very true. So what of late has been for you? Let's ask that. Because it's been a busy year for Jordan 1s. There's been a ton of collabs. What has been for you? Any of it?
I like the ones that scuff, like in terms.
Nigel Sylvester?
Yeah. No. The ones that are coming out.
The SB.
Oh,
Yeah.
the SB, the collab.
They're just SBs. That's what they're calling them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan 1 SB. I don't know if they had a specific name or not, but yeah.
I like those. Something a little different. I like the crimsons. Honestly, ones are my favorite.
Yeah.
Just wear them with anything. Like they haven't really gone out of style.
No.
Ever.
Yeah. But no, I'm for all the ones.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
for this push of Jordan 1s.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because again, like they're not all for me.
Very true. So what about all the hype pairs, like the Off-White or the Union or any of that stuff? Do you care for it, or again, is it not for you?
The unions I like.
Yeah?
My favorite Jordan 1 colorway is the Old Loves. Like, it's pretty much, I just like the black tongue.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. I have this thing about Jordan 1s. I don't like white tongues on my Jordan 1s. I don't even want to say this. I don't like the Chicagos. I don't like the Off-White Chicagos. I don't like the white tongue.
This guy paused and
wear.
was like, can I say this?
My man was just about to swing on me.
You just swore on.
I dropped the mic in a second. Yeah, no, it's just not for me. I don't get caught up in the hype if it just doesn't.
Doesn't suit you.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I
I've
love
never-
that shoe. Like that's the
Which one are
greatest
we-
shoe.
Chicago?
Yeah,
But it's
but
not
like
for
it's
you.
not for me.
I'm the same way. Like it's just too much white for me. Like coming from a very white person. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't get the Chicago version of these, which I do like better than regular Chicagos. I'll say it. That's fine.
You like the off whites better?
I do.
I guess they're a little different.
They're
You can say
different.
that.
Yeah. They're
I
crazy.
can't-
They're
I
crazy,
can't
man.
shit. Yeah.
Like that's the first time anyone was given that kind of access to do anything to a Jordan 1.
Why was he giving that access?
I have no idea.
'Cause
Because
of
they
fucking
regretted
Kanye
Kanye.
West.
Yeah, they regretted what they did with Kanye.
They brought his whole squad together
Yep.
to compete against Kanye. So we got to thank Kanye. Like
Straight.
there was like my boy reminded me of this story back in the day when he did the Yeezy ones.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to do a cement print on the ones, and they wouldn't let him.
That's why he did
That's
the
why
Y
he
print.
did the Y print. So they wouldn't even let him do that. And now,
Even
fast
the-
forward, they're letting them fuck with the swoosh. Back in the day, turn a swoosh backwards.
No way.
They'll turn you backwards.
Yeah. That shit is, they will never let you do that. But nowadays, they're trying anything.
Even on the sole, I think it's the Yeezy 2, like, or yeah, both of them actually, he got around it, but cause I think it's an Air Tech Challenge sole. It's not actually a Jordan 3 sole, which it obviously looks a lot like, but it's a Tech Challenge sole. They didn't give him any access to anything cool, and he still made timeless sneakers out of it.
And this is random. Like, I like when Adidas shits on Nike. Nike comes back harder. You can't let these companies just, Apple tried to do that for years. Like, just give you bullshit and now they're
Every
getting,
new iPhone,
now they're
it
getting
was like
killed,
no
right?
change. Yeah.
Yeah, and now they have to come back with something. That's what Nike did. They were getting killed last year, and then they dropped the off-whites. I don't know if that was a coincidence or they got that together right away, but they were getting killed. But fourth quarter,
It was over.
and now it's back to Nike,
Back to
just
whatever,
like that.
yeah.
But I like that. I like when Adidas has their foot on their neck because Nike
for
just
sure.
comes back. And like as a consumer, you can't love a brand that much. You have to respect other brands coming in.
100%.
It keeps them doing dope shit like an Off-White collab. Otherwise, we're just getting the same shit.
Yeah, we've said that many times too. Like, we love when the brands, like, there's times where brands will actually go at each other. Like, I think it's Puma who's done it a lot lately. Like, they've literally been going at Nike. What is it? It wouldn't have happened in the Pumas. They would do those campaigns where somebody, like, got injured in the NBA and they would that wouldn't have happened in the Pumas. Like, that's wild, man.
Yeah, no, I'm here for all that
Like,
bullshit.
100%.
I'm here for the fuckery.
We love that shit, bro. It keeps it fun.
You know, no, for real. Like, you shouldn't be attached to one brand. Let me tell you something. Nike doesn't give a fuck about you. Adidas doesn't give a fuck about you. So we can't be attached to a brand like that. They just don't give a fuck about you.
100%.
But when it's game time, like, I love what Nike did.
Oh, for
I'll
sure.
give them that. Right now, Nike is... Let's see what Adidas does. But this is what I'm here for. I'm here for the fuckery. I just want to see what people are doing.
That might be the title of the episode, Here for the Fuckery. I'm going to consider that. So this one's not really This Week in Kicks. This one is kind of this past couple weeks before in Kicks. But because we're here, I just wanted to bring it up because it was a big topic for us. I don't know if you can guess what it is or not. Did you see who Urban Necessities collaborated with or has an installation with in New York as the police come and try and shut down this operation?
Is that picking up in the mic? That's dope. That's dope. Man,
We're in the hood right now.
Man, we're at OD.
Yeah,
That's what the fuck is going on.
this is OD Rexdale edition. This is Queen Street in Brampton. You guys thought it was downtown? No. But yeah, did you see the UN American Eagle stuff?
Yeah.
A little bit of it?
You want to go in a circle before I speak?
This
on
is all you, man. We already
All
talked
you, bro.
about it a lot,
So
so, I want
it's
to
not
hear
a
your
collab.
thoughts. It's not a collab, but
it's
a partnership.
It's American Eagle paying for all of this to happen.
Oh, for sure.
So it's not a collaboration. They just got a lot of money to expand. They're coming up in Toronto next.
We heard that, yeah. Yorkdale is what the rumor mill is saying.
Yeah, and how do I feel about it?
Yeah, how do you feel about, even just in general,
There's
like
just
American
only
Eagle?
so many fucking sneakers. There's just only so many. Like, for them to expand that much, like, what are they going to sell on their 10th store?
That's true.
So they're going to kill themselves by expanding too much. But American Eagle using Nikes to advertise their
Own joggers and polos and that stuff.
is smart.
It's definitely smart, but how do you feel about it? How does it make you feel? If you were, well, did you see what Jeff Staples said about it?
Yeah, but Jeff Staples will change his mind if he's paid enough money. Like, seriously, he's gone back. But like, no, I heard what he said.
Facts.
But, yeah,
Money talks. Money talks.
yeah,
Very true.
with enough money, Jeff Staples will say whatever you want. But
I love American Eagle.
what do you guys think? Like, I'm a reseller.
Very
Like,
true.
Like, quote unquote, he's competition.
Yeah.
But not really. But like, what do you guys, as a consumer, what do you think?
The way that we saw it, like just the whole, we're not going to call it, I guess not a collaboration, that was the wrong word, a partnership. Like we said from JC's, his name JC, right? The UN guy. Yeah, right? 2J's
Yeah.
Kicks, whatever his
Yeah,
name is. Yeah.
JC.
From his side, it's brilliant. Like he's just literally securing the bag. And American Eagle is paying him a lot of money to open a store in half of their Broadway location. From American Eagle's side, like it literally looks like they're being culture vultures. And I think that the quote from the president or whoever's idea this was or was promoting it was like, we looked into it and a lot of these kids who are wearing these shoes are also wearing our joggers and we're the third biggest denim supplier in the US. So for us, it makes sense and blah, blah, blah. But it's literally like they saw what was cool and they hopped on. That's what it feels like for me. I don't know if you guys share
Yeah,
the same
same thing
sentiment
too.
as well. Yeah. But like for us, it's kind of whack in the sense from from my perspective, I can see JC's argument where he's like, he secured the bag. He has a store on Broadway beside Flight Club and all these other huge locations. But from American Eagle's perspective, it actually lost clout. Not that they had any clout in my mind anyways, but they lost clout for me.
Well, like, they're opening up in Yorkdale.
Yep.
4,000 square feet. That's huge, right? But, there's only one JC. There's only so many authenticators. Eventually, you're gonna see some problems
Some
with that
problem,
with
yeah.
that model. They have a 10% model with the consignment. Again, you're gonna see some problems. Like Yorkdale, like to pay that rent, you got to be moving
Lots.
a lot. At
Yeah.
10%, you got to be moving $1 million a month
Yeah.
to pay rent.
Yeah.
Is there $1 million worth of sneakers like in Toronto?
We're about to find out.
In a month, like, so it's gonna get crazy. They're just expanding too fast. The American Eagle thing is just smart. I can't even talk about this without sound like I'm hating.
Yeah.
It's all smart, and JC is gonna explain it how he sees it.
Yeah, of course.
It really comes down to what do the consumers want. Do they want that like Walmart type, like consignment shop? You go in, there's a wall full of 2,000 sneakers.
And the
Have
other
you ever
wall
been
is all
to
Keymasters.
Yeah, it's like the Cheesecake Factory menu. Do you know what the fuck you want on that? Like by the time you finish reading that shit, it's the same thing. Like you don't want to have a Walmart consignment shop. You want to curate the best of what I think is dope. And when you open the doors for selling everything, you open the doors to a motherfucker wanting just $5 over.
Yeah.
That sneaker should have sat on the shelf. Like to buy something for $5 just to make $5.
Yeah.
That's leading for that bullshit. That shoe, like those type of shoes, when people pick up shit to make $5, that's the only L, like in all of this. So having like those type of shops, it just leads into that type of bullshit where you have a wall full of shit that should
Whatever.
have just been
You literally
at
have
a Foot Locker.
You have a Foot Locker. Yeah.
And the kid should have just bought it
Yeah.
on sale.
At Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So would you ever consider doing something like that? Like if a brand approached you, I don't have an example, Hollister, whatever, someone that's literally completely unrelated. Would you see yourself not collaborating, but partnering? Like they're literally offering you a bag just to gain some clout for themselves.
But why are they offering you a bag? It's to keep expanding and like they tell you what to do at that point.
Yeah.
They're not like, you can't, like JC has to keep making money for them. Like I just gave you all this money. I need to see it back.
Return on investment.
We're not just, So that's like, once you take that type of money, you're just bullied into whoring yourself out. So it's like, what do you want to do? If like as a brand, it hurts yourself
Yeah,
to go
your
into.
image. Yeah.
And especially in resale, it's just only so many. There's only one StockX. He's trying to become the retail version of a StockX.
Yeah.
But once you get onto that level, you might as well just order online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's so much easier than going to a shop and looking through like
And asking, do you have this? Do you have that? And driving to the mall, even everything. Yeah. You can literally just go online and order it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't even know how Yorkdale allowed that bullshit. Honestly, like
Now there's going to be 2 at Yorkdale.
Yeah. No. I think, shout out to Plus. But with 4,000 square feet, all that sneakers, like, how are people reselling to them in a mall? Like, Plus is cool. Plus is like a boutique type.
Yeah.
Resale shop.
Yeah. It's not like you said, a Walmart.
It's not the
That's
Walmart. This
yeah.
is like, and they rely on consignment. That means they rely on kids going to sell in a mall.
Yeah.
Is that not illegal? Like, to sell in a mall without the license?
I don't know.
We'll look into that for next episode.
We will look into it
Yeah.
next time you're back. Yeah. When it's quieter.
But yeah, I don't know, but there's a shop that opened up in Calgary inside a mall.
Lex?
Lex.
Yeah, Lex.
Yeah.
They wanted them to come to the mall because these malls are doing what the fuck American Eagle did. We just want these people coming through.
Yeah.
So I don't know why Yorkdale needs that.
Yorkdale doesn't need that.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
I would
You're already
imagine
busy
that
as it
a
is.
mall in Calgary, whatever, Chinook, that's my
Yeah.
guess. I don't think that's even in Calgary. That's just
Yeah,
a guess.
they have a foot
Yeah.
traffic of 3 people. Now,
That's why.
you know
And
what I
now
mean?
they're all going to Lex.
Yeah.
Now they have 6.
Like a
yeah.
mall like that, it makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. 100%.
But like, I don't understand why a Yorkdale would do that.
I mean, we're going to see what happens. It'll be very interesting. Like the next year or 2 and sneakers in Toronto is going to be very interesting.
But definitely, I think Plus will be there longer than Urban Necessities. Plus, smaller shop, they can curate what they want.
Yeah.
They're not stuck having to sell that much product.
They've got the Canadian roots too. Like kind of what you said, there's only one JC. Half of the draw, I would assume, for a lot of these smaller but getting bigger resale stores or consignment places is that big trendy owner who's that cool guy. Like same with round 2, there's Sean Witherspoon. All of a sudden, friggin' round 2 popped off and there's one in South Beach, there's one everywhere now. Same thing with JC. Like that's part of the draw, having that quirky owner who's there and you can walk in and you can see them and you can interact with them. Like Plus has that in Andy. Like that guy's fucking crazy. He has blue hair now. Like what's going on with Andy? Shout out to Andy.
Shout out to the blue hair.
Shout out to the blue hair. Shout out to the neck and face tat or whatever is going on. Really good friend of the show. But yeah, like they have the Canadian roots and they have that crazy guy who's going to be in there and you're going to be able to see him every single time you walk in. They're not going to have that at Yorkdale.
It's not even just about the crazy
UN,
guy.
yeah.
Like, Andy's dope, but it's also being friendly.
Yeah.
These shops, when you go in, even when I go into some of these shops, I just feel uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
That's because
Like,
they
I'm
know
not
you,
cool
bro.
enough to be here right now.
They know
like,
you, bro. You're
at
too cool
OD,
to be there.
At OD, if you ever feel uncomfortable, just come say something to me. Just like, I don't ever want somebody to leave here and be like, those guys are assholes. Like, none of us here take ourselves seriously. Literally.
Oh, I know.
Like, this is the first thing I tell people here. We don't give a fuck. Godfrey clowns me every day. It's hilarious.
Godfrey is sitting on a Supreme trunk right now.
Yeah.
Who does that?
No, we all clown each other. Like, there is no cool guy at this shop. You know what I mean? And when you guys come into the shop, like, we don't have to talk about sneakers. Just come up to me and be like, did you watch the Avengers? Like, just anything.
And then
Like-
Shaheen will be like, yeah, I already seen
Yeah.
it 4 weeks ago, bro. You're late.
Yeah, it could be about anything. That's the main thing about the shop. Like, I want people to be comfortable. Like, I never want to be the cool guy.
And in that, you'll be the cool guy.
Can we give a shout out to Essentials real quick? They're the
We can.
pioneers
Oh, yeah.
of resale in Toronto. Literally, they were doing it when we were all like, what the fuck are they doing?
When it was a little, small little hole in the wall
And
at
we're
shops
like,
at
a
Aura.
lot of people
Yeah.
are like, yo, we're all hating. Like, why would they do that? And
now
like, now look at them. Like,
Yeah.
they started all of this.
they were the first keymaster, I'm pretty sure, in Toronto, for sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the amount of stores that went around them because they brought in all the it's a lot of fuckery. But hopefully they move out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they have the overhead at this point to be able to move into a storefront, I would assume, but you never know. But they're also comfortable. Like, I'm assuming rent in that place is not, like, it's not
No,
expensive.
I would get out of there. They're doing too much for the other shops around.
True. They're bringing in the traffic themselves.
Yeah, for those other customers, they got to get out of there. But yeah, Essentials, they got to get out of the basement. That's what.
Yeah.
That location is rough, Essentials. If you're listening to this, friends of the show, not really. So next up, that was a really long, probably the record holder for this week in Kicks. Next up, previously in Kicks, this is the part of the show where we review our latest pickups and recap the latest happenings in our sneaker lives. So a couple things in the last week. The Adidas Night Jogger. So all three of us were lucky enough to be seated the sneaker from Foot Locker Canada. So super shout out to Foot Locker Canada for the crazy packaging, first of all. Shit was like locked with a time lock. and you
Yeah,
open
tell me about it. I did not get this in the mail.
No?
No,
I
describe
think,
it to me.
I think mine came to you. Sorry, yours came to me, sorry.
No, we're not cool enough for that shit. Tell us about this.
Oh yeah, there's right. There's no cool people in the
Just
store.
shitting on
Yeah.
us right
No
here.
cool people on the show.
With
So,
3 OD guys sitting on the couch. These guys are just shitting on us with free shit.
sitting way above you, yeah.
That was my favorite packaging, though.
Yeah?
That was dope packaging.
Very
I seen
cool.
some dude had to cut off his lock.
Oh, that was, I think Andy had
That
to
was
cut
Andy.
his off, yeah.
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 I don't know why. I don't know what he did.
100%. He's just yeah.
I think he turned it on, and that's when the timer
Oh,
started.
he started the timer that locked it. Yeah, no. It came unlocked. So
He should have to return those shoes.
You should. He doesn't
Like,
deserve them.
he fucked up. Luck.
But yeah, so it came locked in a case. You unlock it, open the case, you pull it open, and there's a comic book, like a bedtime story comic book looking thing from, I don't remember the guy's name, unfortunately.
It's
Shit.
called Go to Bed Sneakerhead.
It's called Go to Bed Sneakerhead, which is really cool. Like, I think we're going to get that painted on the wall right here.
Go to bed. Sneakerhead.
Go to Bed Sneakerhead.
Lawrence is gonna do it.
I'm going to do it myself with a Sharpie. But yeah, it was a really cool, like, graphic novel comic book looking thing. And then the shoe is actually cool. Like, I didn't like the NMD. I've never been a fan of the NMD. And I wasn't a huge fan of the Aniki. And this kind of fell right in between those two shoes.
Yeah.
Like, it's got more support than an Aniki, and it's got less of a wedge shape than the NMD, because I hated that about the NMD, where you felt like you were standing on, like, I don't even know, like high heels. Like, it felt like a Nike
Oh,
shop.
it was never that serious. You're just hating
It's a
on the
lot,
NMD.
man. It's a lot, man. I also did hate the hype of the NMD, but in general,
The
I was never a
Nike was
fan.
actually supposed to like replace the NMD in a way. They were supposed to give the NMD like a little break.
Yeah.
And the Nike didn't take off like the NMD, so then they had to whore out the NMD again.
And now they have the Night Jogger, which it's a good shoe. I didn't realize this, but it came out a couple months ago. They're just pushing it more now.
Yeah.
But all three of us got sent the triple black colorway with a bunch of reflective hits on it, and it's supposed to be obviously a nighttime. It's like a ninja looking nighttime shoe. And then the event actually was super close by, so I had the opportunity to go to that, and it was just like a party, to be honest. Like they had a photo booth with a bunch of 3M hits around it, so when they took a picture with Flash, it was a really cool photo opportunity. They had an open bar, so I was already in there just off that. Appetizers, free t-shirts, and then just good times. So that was really cool. So thank you to Foot Locker for that. That was very, very generous, especially for all three of us getting a shoe, and the packaging like that is unreal. And then shout out one time quickly to Exclusivity for hooking me up with the Atmos Air Max 2 Lite. That was super sick. Obviously, very surprised to receive that in the mail. But I love that shoe. Like, that's crazy. I saw, what's cool when you see it on the wall in OD Toronto when I saw it downstairs.
I actually love that shoe. Like that,
They
that
did a good
type
job.
of like fucking crazy shoe. Like I want to see a random person wear that.
It's different, man. That's the thing. And it came with the extra laces. The problem I have with the shoe, or the people who have the shoe, I guess, I didn't even know it came with extra laces because no one swapped them. Like, I hadn't seen it in person, and I just saw posts on Instagram, and everyone had the original, like, infrared looking laces in it. So I had no idea they even came with extra laces. Like, come on, guys. Use the extra laces. Don't be boring.
Yeah, I don't think that shoe needs extra laces, switching, or anything. That shoe is wild.
If
I didn't
Nike
even...
gives you extra laces, you use them.
Okay.
No cap.
No, he's right.
Exclamation.
There's a
right,
reason
fam.
they gave you the extra laces, because those color laces didn't pass the quality control, or someone in the design department was like, nah, not that color, and someone slipped them in. They're like, nah, these are better. That's what they're thinking. For sure. But yeah, I love that shoe. They did a really good job, and it's even better in person. And first pictures, I was kind of but much better in person. Quickly onto errors, edits, and e-messages. We are pretty smart guys, but from time to time we make mistakes. So if you catch us slipping, hit us in the DM and we'll let the world know that we goofed. Only one message this week, surprisingly, because we usually get bombarded with mistakes. From our good friend, MD Kovacs out in, where? New Jersey? Jersey City.
Jersey.
So last week we weren't sure if he was Filipino because he was so nice. That was our rationale
He's not
behind
Filipino?
that.
You
And
guys are allowed to make those jokes. These two Filipino guys, they approve.
And he's not Filipino, so he says, quick EEE for y'all. I'm actually Hungarian. Not even close. He said Kovacs in Hungary is like Smith in the US.
Oh, it's pop-
Oh, it's
popular.
popular.
Yeah,
True.
that's what he meant.
Makes
yeah.
sense.
And I said, same, I'm also hungry.
Wow.
Next up.
The king of dad jokes.
Who's the dad here, yo?
Next up. Oh, you didn't know this was a gender reveal or whatever? It's a baby announcement episode.
Blue mic.
So next up, NSR. Not sneaker related for you, Shaheen. So we talk about sneakers a lot. So in this weekly segment, we're going to take 30 seconds out of the show to discuss something completely irrelevant to the world of sneakers. And this week's topic is coming from Joel.
All right, let me check the time. I got 8:30. So who's winning tonight? Raps? Game 2.
Yo, is the game done?
No,
Is the
no,
game
the
Game
Game
started at
started.
8.
Can we
Started
cheat?
at
Oh.
8:30. I think Raps take it handedly tonight. I think it's a blowout. I think we win by 21 points.
I think Lowry scores 4 points.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, we only need 4 points. What's the score right now?
Yeah.
Oh, we're up by 10 right now. So
Shout out to
I'm already
Godfrey, our audio guy,
I'm
our
already halfway
visual
there.
guy.
Boom guy.
But like historically, Raptors, they do this to us. We always be winning to the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
But the
Right.
thing is, they also fuck up game 1 and then they come back
They
game
always
2
lose
and
game
they
one.
blow them out of the water.
Yeah.
So I think Raps, everybody. Raps?
Raps.
Yeah.
Say Raps.
Raps?
Yeah.
Raps? Sick.
Better be.
Dunzo. All right. Now the moment that, no, just kidding. It's promos. Quickly, the promos. The YYC Soldiers Sneaker Swap number 5 is going down in Calgary on May 25th from 12 to 5 at the Chinese Culture Center. Sorry for ripping on Calgary earlier.
Sorry, Claudia. Shit.
Shit. But if you're in the area on May 25th, stop by the YYC Sneaker Swap at the Chinese Culture Center, and also Soul Exchange. I think that's next week. No, this weekend? Next weekend.
Next weekend.
April 27th at the Metro Toronto Convention Center, which is the venue in Toronto. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're having an event anywhere else in Toronto, don't do it. From 12 to 6, tickets are available now. I think vendor tables are sold out.
They might not be.
You told me last week they were sold out, man.
I also got texted after that
Oh, shit.
and said that there may be more room for more tables. So just keep an eye out on the Soul Exchange.
So hit up Soul Exchange for that.
So Lawrence was lying.
I don't even
He's
know
lying to you
anymore, man.
motherfuckers.
I didn't know either because
Last week I said vendor tables were available, and Alvin's like, no, sorry, they're not. And then this week I said they're not available, and Alvin's like, wait, they are.
They're just playing, hard to get right
Anything
now.
hit up
I
Solar
say-
Change. That's how you
Anything I
build up the
say
hype,
is
man.
wrong.
That's it.
But either way, come out.
Come out.
Come
Yeah,
through.
man.
Come out.
Come
So you don't
support.
have to shop at crappy stores like ODTO. You can buy them straight from the resellers, the local resellers of
Local
Toronto.
resellers. Support your local reseller.
Support your reseller. Are we gonna get that on
That
an
gonna be a new
ODTO
tee?
shirt?
New tee,
Yeah.
that's a t-shirt. Yo. That's it.
Sick.
We got it in production.
Production team over in the corner there.
Yo, he's already made that. Mo's already he has it underneath his hoodie.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
yo.
He's good.
Straight.
Set, yo.
Okay, now the moment that everyone is here for, the moment that everyone is waiting for.
Turn off my mic.
Yeah, we can all just turn off our mics now. It's going to be Shaheen for the next 45 minutes.
No, I need you guys in this.
45.
So we're gonna start off very light. We have a segment we like to do. It's like a quick mini fire round just for you. That wasn't meant to rhyme, but it did. It's called 21 Questions. Did you play 21 Questions with girls on MSN when you were 17?
It was ICQ.
Kind of like that.
ICQ.
It was like that.
It's kind of like that. So I'm gonna ask you 21 questions. It's a fire round. First answer that comes to your mind. Just gotta be quick. Don't think about it too long. We don't have the time. The budget's running out. Question number 1. Favorite shoe of all time?
Jordan 1.
Colorway, maybe?
Bread.
Bread. Okay. You know, you could be a little bit more excited about
Old
it.
love. Old loves.
Oh, you just changed it. Okay.
I look down. I'm wearing breads. I'm sorry.
Okay. Question number 2. How many pairs in your collection?
50.
Okay. Now he's just lying.
50,000.
Number 3. What is the closest planet to the sun?
You guys gonna do that to me? Mars?
False. It's Mercury.
Do you want to turn off my mic?
Number 4. Original boxes or drop fronts?
Original boxes or what?
Drop fronts. You know the plastic things?
Original boxes.
Original boxes. Okay. If I buy a coffee for $2.35 and I pay with a $5 bill, what's my change?
The tip.
Nice.
Favorite print or pattern to put on a shoe?
Cement.
Good. Would you rather go a half size up or a half size down?
Down.
Crew socks or no shows?
No shows.
You can only wear one shoe for the rest of your life. What is it?
Jordan 1s.
Which one? That's
Oh,
not
fuck.
one
Old
shoe.
love. Old love.
Old
Fuck,
love
that's
again. Regina is the capital of what province?
Saskatchewan.
Hey, you got that.
Number 11. Spell Saskatchewan.
The next question.
That.
Number 12. Favorite Supreme piece ever?
Oh my god, I don't know. Nas T.
Nice.
Fucking, this is what happens when you're on the spot. It's the first thing that came to mind.
The most recent type t-shirt. What else do you collect other than sneakers? If anything.
Fuck, I've always been, okay, that's quick questions.
No, go ahead. You can elaborate.
We've always been collecting Pokemon cards, Pogs,
Hey.
Beyblades until that shit got crazy with the actual metal pieces. It became illegal.
Yeah, and they have the spark things on the
Yeah.
end too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Pacific Mall. You can get some weapons in there.
The extra long
Shit got
ripcord.
crazy. Yeah. So, always been collecting.
I think it's in our blood. I think we've talked about that before too. Sneakerheads are just like obnoxious collectors of pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Because I know you're a nerd, favorite superhero?
Fuck, Captain America. Like, I can't, if he dies in this movie. Go on, before I start
man.
crying. Next question.
I saw it. I'll let you know.
Start crying.
Favorite sneaker brand other than Nike or Jordan?
New Balance.
Who would you like to see Supreme collaborate with?
Another local New York artist.
Like a graffiti artist
Yeah,
or like
graffiti
artist?
artist. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Number 17, Air or Boost?
Fuck, Air.
Number 18, most comfortable shoe ever.
Fuck. Because my answer is going to be contradicting.
He said air.
Yo, next question.
Number 19, spell lasagna.
Lasagna.
Yes.
Bologna.
Yes. Bologna, lasagna.
Number 20, Supreme or Babe?
Supreme.
Number 21, would you rather receive your number one grail of all time or 3 other pairs from your top 10?
3 other pairs. Like, once you get the grail, it becomes boring after that.
you'd rather-
I kind of never want to get my grail.
What's your grail?
Yeah, what is your group?
Probably Flums. Like the dunk,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dunks, probably. So I'll never be able to
We're
get
not going to
them.
see those downstairs.
No, eventually you will.
Eventually.
Eventually you'll see anything. It could be everything.
Wow,
Anything and
wow.
everything. That's a bold statement.
Hold on, but when you walk in here though, it's already kind of
You
like a
do see
museum though.
everything.
Yeah, I already felt like I saw everything.
Like I feel like I had to pay for my entrance.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Just
I
saying.
think there
We're
was
still waiting for
comments.
that.
Yeah, I think there was
coming.
comments
You transfer, you
asking how
transfer.
much to get in. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that type of environment. We just want anyone to feel comfortable, come in, see whatever. Next question.
That's it. That was 21.
That was 21.
was
Yeah.
good.
No,
bro.
Like,
You did good,
yeah,
man.
come out and see the shop. You don't have to buy anything. Just come.
Yeah.
Like, this
I
store
won't.
is for you to see shit. Like, that's why we didn't sell the rare shit. It was kind of became the staples of the store, so you guys can come in and see things you're not going to see anywhere else. We could easily sell
Anywhere.
those, but it's not about that.
Yeah,
You gotta kind of have to keep the culture alive somehow by
Facts.
keeping these old things.
Well, this is a good introduction into our main bulk of the episode here. So quickly, we just want to get to know you. As much as you don't want to tell anybody about
boring.
you. Yeah, I know. We heard already. You said you're not cool. Like, I kind of wanted to just skip over this segment, but I wrote it down. So how long have you been into sneakers? Just you.
Fuck. Man, maybe
Are you
15
counting
years.
on-
This is not
counting
even
on your
something I
fingers?
think about.
Well, what's the first memory you have then with sneakers? Do you have anything that you like?
My first memory with sneakers was in high school buying a second pair of Air Forces off a rich kid that was just like, he wanted $20. But then I could never take that second pair home. Like, as a Middle Eastern, 2 pairs, I'm getting my ass beat. So that Air Force would always stay at the locker. And yeah, that's my first memory. I just remember that was the first time I had 2 pairs of Air Forces, and like my mom, like back then, 2 pairs. You have 2 pairs? Like no. You're fucked.
Not even outdoor, indoor, man. They were both outdoor, indoor.
They're both outdoor, indoor.
So is that what got you into sneakers? Do you have like something that you think got you into it, or
This is a deep question. Like,
It is.
I got into sneakers because, like, as a high school kid, the level of confidence I had, like, back in the day, I was fat, straight up, zero confidence.
Nah,
Sneakers,
You were thick, man.
I was thick. Yeah, like thighs rubbing, all that. But like, sneakers became my way of having confidence.
Okay.
So like, that's what I used. Like, that's how I got into sneakers. It's the only thing you can afford. Clothes back then. You guys remember like Shady,
Yeah.
the brand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are Lawrence. Yo, that shit was expensive.
Why are you talking to me like we're not
I
the
don't
same
know why.
age?
Don't. Are we? Fuck. Let's not talk about ages. I don't want. But yeah, no. So sneakers was back then was affordable. Air Forces were like, they could be 80 or 100, and that was me. Like, you could wear a white tee, any pants, but nice clean shoes. That was it. So it was just a confidence thing. As you get older, you kind of use that confidence to move on. Like, I don't need sneakers anymore to feel
Yeah,
okay.
cool. Yeah.
But that's how it started. So like, when you see kids at school who don't have the nice shits, like, just let's try not to bully these kids, because like,
course, of
you know what I mean? Because like, the real losers are the ones that need to feel like, the ones that come out supreme head to toe,
100%.
that go to school are the real losers. Because like, without that, they're nobodies.
Big facts. So from this first pairs you got just to feel cool, you are cool, man. Just so you know,
You
we
are,
all
man.
think you're pretty
Thanks,
cool.
guys.
You're a
Yeah,
pretty
man.
cool guy.
Group up.
Afterwards,
Please.
yeah. Let's just pause the episode and then
Hold on, guys. We'll be right back.
BRB, we're just gonna have a group hug. So from these first pairs, what was the like evolution or progression you went through? Like, was it the Air Forces that you started with?
It
Or
was definitely Air Forces.
and then where did it go from there?
Um,
Or did it just kind of just?
we kind of went. Where did we go? It went to probably Jordans.
Jordan.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy.
But
easy
my
jump.
first Jordan was the metallic 5s. So I didn't even get into Jordans till kind of later. Like, I could not afford Jordans. It's okay to not have Jordans. Like, if you didn't have Jordans as a kid, you're not a real sneakerhead. I couldn't afford that shit.
100%.
Period. So
I was in Payless until grade 10.
yeah. And the next shoe, like, when I started like looking into shoes more, the Dornbeckers were starting to come out. So the Dornbecker 2, there was so much like information about this one shoe. That's what got me into like the real love of
stories
it.
and all that.
And the Canadian exchange rate was amazing back then.
When it was near par.
Yeah.
No. We were over
Oh,
for the
back when it was
Dornbecker
over.
twos. I remember because I could afford the twos on eBay.
Because it was less than retail.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah. So that was then. After that, it got crazy.
So what is it now? Just anything? Everything?
Now I tone back down. Back in the day, you would go for the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
As you get older, you tone back down. You kind of go for the classics. And yeah, now I'm boring, man. Now I try to wear regular shit. I don't wear like off-whites like that.
Why do you have to point at me like I'm not wearing my
Lawrence is
my
wearing
only pair
off-whites.
of
You guys don't know
And
Lawrence
he
is
made it known when he walked in.
I walked in on my hands. So what's keeping you into sneakers then? Like you said, you've toned back down. You're only into classics. You're clearly still quite into the community as we sit in a store that you have curated for 47 years.
We've been coming soon for a minute.
Yeah. So what's keeping you into it? Would you say it's the store? Is there other stuff that's keeping you into it? Like what is it?
It's more of the stories. Like
Nice.
each sneaker, like everything we've gotten in the store, there was a story. Everything. We met different people. Some of my best friends were through the sneaker community. I met you in a. Let's get. He's my best friend now. I met him through I met you in a sneaker lineup. Like, those I don't even remember. Okay, I remember your shoe.
Yeah, we do.
But like, it's not even about the sneakers. It's like the memories behind them. That's what. It's just meeting people. I just want to meet different people. Because you can have every sneaker in the world, but you could still be a loser. And those things are.
I've proven that. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not gonna shit on Lawrence this episode. Next episode.
Next
Next episode is.
Once he's more comfortable, it's over for all of us. So how did you get involved with this whole ODTO thing? Really quickly before we actually get into ODTO, how are you involved in this whole thing?
Right, like really quickly.
Who are you?
Really quickly, me and Tetra on Instagram, Tetra the God. So he loves rare sneakers. Like he didn't know where to go for these sneakers. There wasn't an Essentials back then. There wasn't these stores. He didn't know.
Yeah.
So I was his guy. So he'd ask me to get him shit. That's why we have so many fucking size 13s.
Because it's his size.
Because he was a size. Everything was like, let's go. And then in a fucking parking lot one day, like I dropped those shoes out. He's like, "Yo, we should open a store." I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta go, man." Like, it was just like,
Yeah, did you
we should just open a
me
store
already or?
Yeah. Seriously. And no, he kept pushing it. And then it went into, let's display our shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's do a museum. And then the museums turned into like, buy different things. And that's why this store is sneakers, clothing, and art. This is actually a museum downstairs. Like, there's things.
I can agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Yeah. I think that in our stories we
Half
said
of our
this
story
is a
is just
Yeah.
museum,
Till
ODTO.
the last day, I didn't believe that we're putting a car in the back. It's one of those things. Let's open up a shop. I'm like, yeah. And then, we're going to put a car. Yeah. And the car pulled in. I'm like, okay, fine.
All right. I guess there's a
All
car
right,
here.
So I guess we have to open.
Yo, are
now.
we opening on Friday?
As we sit here on Tuesday with construction going on around us.
Yeah.
So any future plans for yourself, like whether it be OD related, whether it be not OD related, anything in store for the future for you?
You never know where, like, things go. Like, you want to do the OD brand. You don't know who you're going to collab with, who you're going to meet. That's why it's so important to value the people you meet more than the sneakers. Like, try to make friends before you make money. Like, if you don't know the names of these shop employees, you know what I mean? Like, so you don't know I don't know who I'm going to meet. Could be doing a collab with anybody.
Very
You know what I
true.
mean? So,
True.
So
the answer is everything.
It's open-ended.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. The plan is that there's no plan.
Yo, are we opening on Friday?
All the people outside are hoping so. Just kidding. No one's here yet.
There's a tent
There's a tent.
that fits 5 people outside, guys.
It's our tent.
You're
yeah.
slacking.
Godfrey's already in line, actually. Before we get into the interview about ODTO, why everyone's even listening to this in the first place, do you remember me helping you change the name? Or is that just me holding that memory near and dear to me? Because I remember where we were when you pitched the idea.
Yeah.
We were at Soul Exchange in Mississauga on Dairy Road at whatever that.
Did we have the Instagram?
You didn't. You did. You had the Instagram. and you said, "Yo, I'm gonna open a store," and I was like, "Same thing, yeah."
Okay. What else? What else do you want?
Toronto is just haters.
I was
Just
like,
motherfucking haters.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Anyways, and you were like, "We're gonna call it Overdose Toronto," and you're like, "What do you think about the name?" And I was like, "It's different. Sounds kind of druggy, but it's good." And I was like, "Why don't you like shorten it? Because then Overdose is very long and it's not as like broad. Like it seems more specific. Why don't you use OD?" I said that to you, OD Toronto or ODTO, and you were like, "Maybe."
We're not gonna give Lawrence credit for all of this shit. I don't. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. There was other reasons we changed the name. Yeah. Yeah.
The whole name. He told me the name. I immediately chose it. I came up with the branding from the beginning. ODTO. Overdose was kind of like just
Give him a mic.
Overdose was kind of just like
A little bit further away. Sorry.
how
Yeah,
far?
there you
How
go.
far? Right
You're
here?
good. You're good. All right. There we go.
So Overdose was kind of like something that we were going to use for merchandising and clothing. The branding was always going to be ODTO because if we ever wanted to go to other places, we like the fact that we can just add something to that name.
Absolutely.
And
It's
we
very
like the fact,
open-ended.
exactly,
Yeah.
and that we're not just tied to that exact same name. But the Overdose was the idea of what the place is going to be. I mean, OD is a term. I use it all the time when I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? OD is a term is just like, something crazy.
Extra.
Right? And that's the whole point of what
Yeah.
OD is supposed to represent. And with Overdose, we also wanted to do the same thing. I mean, everything that I did, everything that Shaheen did, we always did it to the utmost. Like, we weren't just trying to do it and just try to go along with it. We wanted to actually get to the end of it and figure out how can we be the best at this thing.
Hell yeah,
and that's
bro.
kind of the whole prospect of what OD is well, what the whole prospect of Overdose is. Don't just try to do something, be the best at it. Try to create something that's exceptional. And that's what the branding means. That's what the messaging behind the whole thing is to just do the most that you can.
Sheen,
So I do not remember that conversation we had.
so it's on the record in ink. The conversation never happened.
Lawrence just came here for that.
It's actually in my Instagram bio already. Like, came up with name. Thank you, Mo. You're actually a lot more analytical than Shaheen. I'm going to take away his mic soon and give it to you.
Fuck you, Mo.
Fucking Mo.
So now just a little bit more about ODTO. So you mentioned obviously how it started, but how did it get going a little bit more? Like you said, it started with Tetra in a parking lot saying, "Let's open a shop," and you kind of like, did you send my EMT? And he's like, "Yeah," and you're like, "All right, have a good day." How did it go from this until literally we're opening a store in we're opening a store in 3
Are we opening on
3
Friday?
days. 3 days.
That's going to be the title
Yeah.
of the episode.
Like
Are we opening on
you
Friday?
make it sound like it was a 2-day thing. Like we've been trying
Give us,
to do
yeah,
this
no,
for
I
like
want
4 years.
I want the whole
right?
process, please. Give us the process.
The process is
Because we trusted the process.
Yeah, no. Shout out to these guys.
Yeah.
Like they were just believing that there's a store, and
Open
each and every single year, these guys are like, no. I think they're still opening. Like I felt like a dick, and I'm telling these guys it's opening, but no, it's a lot of
So
back.
do you remember what year it started in? Like, I guess if we could start there. Do you remember when it started from, like, the whole concept and thought? Do you remember?
Like,
Oh, Mo knows. Just give your mic away, Shaheen.
So basically, like, it started obviously a long time ago. Like when we were started collecting together a long time ago. But the conversations, all that, I would say would be about 4 years ago. And in 2016 is when we actually got this property. So
Okay.
in about the end of 2016, we kind of like secured our plans. Found this property, and the location is what really mattered to us more than anything. Like more than how fast we're going to open, more than what we're going to do. It was just about let's get this location.
Yep.
And from then on, pretty much, we had struggles with the city and trying to get things approved because changing the space as much as we had to, we didn't have a choice to go into somewhere and get what we wanted. So we had to basically come in and take a restaurant and change it to what it is today.
That's what it used to be, right? It
That's
was
what
an
it
Indian
was,
restaurant.
exactly. So
butter chicken was fire.
Until you bought them out.
So we changed up this entire space, and from a design process, like it all started from sitting on an iPad and grabbing the old blueprints that were on this building, and I just redesigned the entire space and came up with everything. And the process took a long time, mostly because of the struggles that we had with the city. We had the designs, we had everything, we had companies hired a long time ago, but those things came together, and it worked best for us because we kind of perfected at the beginning. It was more so a personal collection. And even though we could have opened as a museum, as a store, it wouldn't have been realistic. So it kind of gave us the time to go out there and buy something over in a size 13. 'Cause that's what, it was actually a joke at the time. Why don't we open a store called 13s? That's all we're selling. But then it's like, but then, like, you know, some of the shoes had to be 12s because some brands making bigger sizes. So it's like, well, the branding is confusing because we have 12s in there now. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how it all came together over the time.
But like the fuckery stories, like what I remember is, the deck floor was a fucking headache. So like you can't walk on the floor as it's being done. Like, yeah, that shit took months. We would do it. Something would get underneath the glass. We'd have to pick up all the panels again. Like, I'm going to post some like behind the scenes videos. It's 4 dudes holding like the glass.
Yeah, the problem was a lot of the things that we wanted to do weren't standard things. You can't call somebody and be like, hey, we're trying to put skateboards on the floor. Have you done it before?
Oh, they pick up your phone call?
They did it for me.
So from that perspective, it was just a lot of the things where, as much as we were learning on the go, the companies we were working with, they were learning as well. So it was kind of really tough.
Even the
to just figure it
Instagram
out.
post, my bad, Mo. Even the Instagram post that we posted in January, we covered the glass floor. We thought that shit was going to take 2 weeks. So we were ready with that. Otherwise, why did we announce it? We look like, so we announced it. We're like, okay, the glass floor is going to take 2 weeks. That's why we're opening now.
Well, we had to announce it because our previous post was about 2018.
Yeah.
We couldn't wait till 2019 to talk about 2018.
We promised.
We were stuck at that point.
Yeah, we promised we'd open. So I remember that. I remember the city telling us that we needed a wooden door because it was a heritage building.
Barn style door specifically. They wanted us to be a barn.
Yeah.
Ranch style.
So like imagine wasting 6 months just like emails like I don't want a barn door.
What the?
So like when people
Well, I
are
think
like
it was their way of forcing us to keep what we had because that's what they want. So they're like, well, if you want to change it, then you'll get this because under heritage law 100 years ago, this was what would exist. So you can't put this new glass panel in. So how about you just keep the old one you have? And we were not settling for that.
I'm not even joking about the barn door. They were
No,
adamant
that's
about
really
that
a ranch
shit.
style door.
Yeah.
That's what they came back to us with.
Yeah.
A ranch
Because
style
it's,
door.
in
We're not
this
taking
block
the
under
ranch
that
door.
heritage. That's what it would be.
Yeah, so a lot of fuckery like that just kept extending everything. But in the meantime, like we're able to curate.
Yeah, it did pay off, and then I'm sure that having the building for 4 years and not being able to open did not pay off as much as it could have. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let the people see like when they come in.
it's
like
worth the wait.
There's
for
a lot of
sure.
stuff. We wouldn't have had this collection if we opened up 3 years ago. If we would have been a regular shop.
Do you think it would have gotten to this point
No.
over time? No, because
No.
it couldn't have, right? Like when you
No,
opened,
because
you
when
wouldn't
we were
have-
trying to open, it got crazy. The crazier thing, like
the longer you waited, the crazier it
even
got.
as we got the decks, now we have the full Supreme deck. Like
Yeah.
where are we gonna display that?
I think it was also the commitment too, right? The more we got committed to it, the crazier ideas I had. You know, even the basketball court. Like originally, I told Shaheen, and he was like, "Yeah, sure, we're gonna put a basketball court."
Shaheen doesn't believe in anything.
He doesn't believe in it.
Man, yeah.
We're gonna put skateboard
fuck.
floor in. Oh, great idea, but sure, we're gonna put skateboard floor in. We're gonna put a car in the back. Well, that sounds great, you know. So all these things were like, as we got committed more to these ideas, and as like we realized, like, hey, we're already so far invested in this.
Already fucked.
We might as well, we're fucked already. We might as well just
Might as well.
just double down at this point.
Might as well OD on the fucking.
Exactly. And that sticks to the
fucker.
branding because we did it all the way to the end. We never, gave up at any point.
Yeah.
So the skateboards in the floor was your idea?
The design
was-
was, It
yeah.
was me and my girlfriend. We basically,
Nice, nice.
designed the whole place together.
Shout outs to Faye.
Sat down, designed it all on an iPad essentially.
That's crazy.
And yeah, it was an idea that like I've seen in other places, done in other ways, but it came from a wedding idea. So in weddings, they put like,
What kind of weddings you went to?
in weddings, they literally put like glass, like they put fish in floor and like weird concepts.
okay, yeah,
And
yeah,
just
yeah.
from seeing that, like they put rocks in the floor and weird stuff.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
like, well,
yeah.
if they can put a stage where people dance on it, I'm sure people can walk on it during the day.
So does that mean we can dance on it?
You can definitely dance on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
got
on
it.
it.
We've
Sounds
tested
good.
it. Shane's been testing it.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, no, I've tested it.
When he's here by himself, dancing on the floor.
Dancing.
So what do you guys think, now that you guys both have a mic, what do you guys think is the goal for ODTO? Like you've mentioned what you aspired for it to be at opening and what you wanted it to be. Do you guys have future aspirations? Like what do you want it to be in the future? He's looking at you, Shane.
Like the thing is, like the future 4 years ago, like if you would ask me this question, it'd be different. Like this game is changing so quick. Every single year, it's completely different. So we have no idea what the future holds.
The truth is we have like a lot of things in plan, but we're happy with what we have here and we're trying to build something for the community here because there are a lot of great shops and it's like the plight that I had and I always had to go to Shaheen because in Toronto we just didn't have those places to go to. And now there are a few places, but still we wanted to bring something that's not just competing with Toronto, it's competing with anywhere else that you go to, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that people in Toronto are proud to come to. You don't have to even come shop here, just like he was saying. You can just come and enjoy the shops, you know, shoot a picture, look at the new things we have, talk to Shaheen, bother him. You know, so essentially from that sense, we have a lot of plans, but you know, for now, we're very focused on just making this place thrive.
And this place is like the community. Like a lot of people, we met all of Toronto making this place. So this place, we have a lot of future plans to do a lot of things with.
We have a lot of community collaborations coming up as
artists,
well. Artists,
charities. We want to engage the community to research charities, local charities, like to actually care about the community. So we have a lot of things planned. You want to talk about that now?
Do you want to get into that?
Like we're going to have,
Please do.
a Supreme pinball machine downstairs. So, Mo, you can talk
Basically, the
about
plan is.
Wait, listen.
Basically, the
I
plan
had a
is
coffee
that,
and 2 beers.
we're gonna have the Supreme Pinball Machine, and you're gonna be able to come in, play it, go for a high score. It's gonna be a very simple system. Every time somebody gets a high score, you register at the counter, give us your name, your ID, all that. At the end of a month, on the 30th, the person who has the highest score, you get to take everything that's in there. Half of it you get in store credit, and half of it goes to a charity of your choice, but a local charity, right? So we encourage you to research in Toronto, find local charities, causes that we can help, and you come to us, you get half of that in store credit to enjoy, and half of it goes to something that you want to support.
So we're not, cause you see all these, resale shops, like their Instagram feed is same motherfuckers winning a Keymaster.
Yeah.
So we want to have these winners. We want to give a shout out to that local charity and like you might donate to a charity this month. The next person, they want to find a new.
And by the nature of who we are, I love the competition. I want to have something that I'm going to be playing that myself every day, trying to get the high score on it, right?
100%,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, as much as that we want to have that competitive spirit and people come down, try to get that high score, earn a lot of money because we're going to have a lot of foot traffic. So we're hoping that that's going to be a lot at the end of the month for you and come and use that money to enjoy something in the store. But we want you to also come in here and be like, well, now I maybe didn't want to give money to charity, but now I suddenly have this excess that I can go and research. It gives you the incentive to go out there and do something maybe you wouldn't do, and then maybe in the future you can continue that on your own.
That's dope.
And how many charities do we know in Toronto? Like we know Kickback. Shout out to Kickback.
Kickback, yeah.
They did that beautiful collab with.
And it's not just about big charities. It could even be causes. It could be local causes.
Anything.
It could be, youth centers. It could be anything that we could help that, further our city.
Nice.
Definitely.
Love it, man.
And like we encourage other shops to do the same. Let's compete on that level.
Yeah.
Like who can help the community the most?
Yeah, so you've mentioned to me before, I guess while we're on the topic of
It's always
other
about
shops.
you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm the host, man. This is not the OD show. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not until they buy that too.
Oh man, it could have been a rapper.
This guy said sold. So you've mentioned other shops to me before, and you've mentioned, I don't remember when this was. It might not even, maybe it's similar to the me naming OD thing. Maybe it was a dream. But you said that you hope all the other stores in Toronto, all these other consignment stores do well. Why is that? Because coming from a consignment shop, I mean, just from the perception that I think most of us have, they're competitors, like they hate each other. Like that's just, I don't know if that's an internal thing or if that's a public thing, but why do you want to see them do well? Like, why do you think that's a good thing?
Like, so if we're all selling the same things. If I hear Essentials is selling these for this price, that's good news for everybody. That means
At the end of the day, like all these shops are like, I remember like growing up myself, like there wasn't that many shops. There was like a Good Foot that you would go to. There was a showroom that had a few things. And like from that aspect, it's like, we want these shops to not just be here so we can make the most money or anything. It's about, somebody might go to Yorkdale and want to, enjoy that experience. Somebody might come here. It's about having more experiences in Toronto. And that's why we don't want just the store to be a place where you buy things. It's a museum. It's a place where you're going to be able to interact. You're going to be able to compete to win things on pinball. We're going to hold contests with the basketball. We're going to do all sorts.
We need something basketball.
Absolutely.
For sure.
We're going to do all sorts of things. So the whole thing is like, we want to give you that interaction here. We don't want it to just be a place that you have to come and shop. So we encourage other shops to succeed. We don't want anybody's business to go bad. We want everybody out there to do good. And that just creates more opportunities for other people to even come and do it in the space. And the more it's out there, the more competition, the bigger the space gets, and the more there is for people to actually enjoy. And that's all that really matters.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, man.
You have anything to add there, Shaheen? You just look like you're falling asleep, man.
No, definitely. So,
What
like,
do you say?
if one shop can't sell something, like all the shops, like we're all selling the same product. It just, like, I want to hear everybody doing good.
Sweet. Thanks, man. So something else you've mentioned to me before, back when you were buying like crazy, I don't know if it was maybe 3, possibly 4 years ago, you were just buying anything that was for sale anywhere in the world, it seemed like. But you mentioned there were some things you were buying just for the sake of buying. Why? Like the Air Max 1, the 6, like I think you said anytime you saw a pair for sale, you were just buying it.
Yeah. Like there's some shoes, like the 6 is different. That was like Toronto's, like, we had a shoe before. It was the Air Force.
Yeah.
It was complete garbage.
Yeah.
So that was the first time, let's just call it the first one that was actually rockable. So, and it was only in Toronto because it got canceled. Lawrence told me the story. Go ahead, drop it.
I've told it before many times. Do you want me to tell it again?
Tell it again.
Sure. Yeah. So it was it released here on whatever, we'll say early December. It was supposed to have a wider release 2 weeks later. We were supposed to get it first. And then after the release, they ran into licensing issues with, the city of Toronto because of the CN Tower, and also with Drake because of the name The Six, which still to me doesn't make any sense. But a bunch of the pairs got shredded, like the 2 weeks later global release got shredded, and then a lot of them hit outlets too.
So this shop is Toronto. So like that was always our shoe. So I want to have enough pairs. So another guy coming from a different state, different country, we have that shoe. You'll know we have that shoe. And there's stuff that we're picking up just so you can see it. Like, the Back to the Future, the Air Mags, just like there's no money to be made buying those type of things. There's no point of making any money on that. It's gone. You'll never see it again. But those type of shoes are great to have just for people to see.
So was that the same idea with the decks then? Like, was that an initial idea when you guys started this? Like, you're like, we need every Supreme deck? Like, how does that even cross somebody's mind, first of all?
So
and then how do you go about that whole process?
So I remember as the drops were happening, I never really collected the decks, as much. Like, maybe if I really liked the deck, we would get it. But, as the drops were happening, and I was seeing all these decks come out, it just hit me. Like, I never even looked into it, never thought anybody else is doing it. I was just like, has anybody put this whole thing together? And Sheen told me, well, there are people who've kind of put it together, but it's missing this, missing that. And he just thought originally, like, maybe I don't want to, double down on it and go after it. Cause it would have even initially been a lot of money. So from that perspective, he wanted to like kind of figure out, are we really going to do this? And I told him, you know what, just go out there. Let's see what it would actually be. Are we even able to do this? Can we even find the majority of them? And let's see if we can do it. And from there, like, just because we had the idea and he made it possible and he went out there and actually sourced it, it was just hard to pass up on it.
It's one of those things, like, once you get it started, you're like, well, fuck, we have to finish it
It's
now.
like, I shouldn't even said anything. But now that we're in it, like, you did all the work, you found it, we're doing it, we're getting it.
Do you guys see this as an ongoing thing? Because it's clearly like the staple of the store, or one of them at least. Like, obviously the location is crazy. You have the basketball court, but then all the decks. One of the only places in the world, or is it the only place? What was that?
It was the first.
The first, okay. And then there was that auction.
And then there was the
set.
auction.
Yeah.
And we didn't even say anything during that auction because, again, like, I want everybody to do good, so why would we come out and be like, no, you're not
it doesn't
the first?
affect us in any way. We want them to prosper.
Yeah.
Do you think this will be an ongoing thing? Will you continue every single deck you need it? Because there's only so much space in the store. I mean, it is a really huge space, but the floor I think is full.
I think we have all the good ones. We can go on forever. They're easier to get.
We're going to continue collecting them. I mean,
That's
it's not
what I
about
mean,
displaying them in the space. Like, we still have an entire wall here that's empty.
Big ass wall.
The wall is going to be used for a lot of artists that are going to be coming in and basically putting Toronto artists displaying their work here.
Very cool.
But at the same time, we have all the space, especially the top portion of the wall. We can go ahead and use that.
Yep.
So there are plans in the future. We are still buying them. We're going to still collect them, and we'll have the full collection. Now, whether we want to one day maybe take these out, display it somewhere else, those plans, but that will stay there. That's definitely a staple of the store. And we want you to always be able to come in here and always see something in that floor, something special. And nothing's more special than this collection right now.
I can agree with that.
And we have a sample that nobody else has.
Which
so
sample
it's
is
like
it?
Which is that?
the anti-hero yellow. Shout out to BK the God.
Wow.
So that's the only one
in the world.
Yes.
Is that
So
the,
far,
that's
with
clearly
samples, motherfuckers
Yeah.
be like, it's the only one, just to make that money, and then
yeah, and then there's 5 more
and I
that
have to
pop up
come
on
back.
eBay.
I have to come back and look for you.
on errors, edits, and e-messages.
Yeah.
Be like, by the way,
so we have full collection plus one.
full collection plus 1.
Yeah.
Are you going to chase after the other samples? Because I'm sure there is more.
There's
Is it
other
a-
samples.
do you plan on
like
chasing them?
after
Is it
that? After that auction, prices just blew up. So now it's not even worth going back for those.
What did that set end up selling for? Was it the $1 million ask, or it was $1 million?
I think it was
right?
$800,000, $800K US.
Close enough to $1 million.
Yeah, 800.
Well, after fees
US.
and everything with
Yeah.
auction, it's pretty much over $1 million.
Wow.
And that one also went to Canada.
Oh, did it?
So Canada's just killing it.
It went to Vancouver.
Vancouver, yes.
Some rich Asian guy.
So yeah, Lauren said that.
What was that, Godfrey? Can you give Godfrey a mic so he can give us information? Because it's his cousin or something, I think he said.
Oh shit! That was actually me. But no. So the person who bought that set is actually planning to open a store in Vancouver as well. But
Wow.
we don't know what store it is. But
Is it ODVR?
They haven't contacted us yet.
we might have to trademark that right now.
Can't disclose that information yet. But it's good. That'll be, on the east and the west coast of Canada. We'll have something special like that.
Oh, so it's a yes. It is from you guys. So next question. It's 2019, so it's kind of seems obvious, but it might not be. Do you guys plan on jumping into e-commerce at all? Because it's opening like a whole other door. Like, do you want to have an online store? Because, I mean, as much as he gets a lot of hate, and I'm sure, I think that you've told me you hate Sean Witherspoon.
Okay.
Do you?
Weird flex.
Like, that's not your boy. You don't fuck with him. But his reason for not having e-commerce for round 2 is because he likes the in-store experience. He wants people to have to come in and get it in store. Like, that's why there's the round 2 proxies. Like, they don't do anything online because he wants people to come in, see it, touch it, feel it, and leave with it. Do you guys see yourself doing e-commerce?
We will
or-
be doing so. Originally, our website will be an archive.
Okay.
So we do have a website right now. It's in development. It should launch fairly soon. And
coming soon as
Coming
well,
soon.
huh?
Coming soon.
Oh my god.
Hopefully in the next
Yo,
3
we
years.
opening?
That's the title of the
I'm still
episode.
not sure. I'm still not sure if we're making it to Friday. so
There's still construction going on.
they're downstairs right now as we
Just
speak.
let us know and we'll drop the episode in 3 months. Like,
Like quickly with round 2, I think they don't have an online store because have you ever been to round 2?
Yeah.
Everything's written by hand. Like I don't think they're organized enough to open an online store. So like they're just making excuses why they don't have one. Of course, like we're gonna have an online store, but we're never gonna sell the rare stuff.
Exactly. We started as an archive at the beginning, and then we basically decide and curate what goes on the website. We might do sales on the website. We might
Okay.
just, provide the newer things that drop on the website.
Yep.
So the website won't just be everything that we have in our inventory.
Right.
And we'll touch on the YouTube.
You saw that question?
I saw that question.
Okay. So the other reason why everyone's here is for the grand opening info. So we're going to get into everything that people need to know. So just quickly give us a rundown, one of you guys, on what's going to go on with the grand opening. Like a little quick spiel before we get into specific
So
questions.
like it's honestly like a very long April Fool's joke that we're just unveiling right now. No,
you guys listened 2 hours to the podcast to find out it wasn't real.
are you gonna let the guys know outside in the tents? No.
It's Godfrey's tent.
For the sale, like a lot of the stuff we bought back in the day for cheap, it went up in price. We're selling it for what we got it for. So like not all resellers are garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So we curated just over 100 sales items.
Mm-hmm.
So and obviously we're only
I
selling.
think it actually ended up being a fairly bit over 100 because then we added a lot of sizes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
it
saw
keeps
you
going
added
up.
some, yeah.
We're not confirmed yet. It keeps going up.
It's a
So
good
like the
amount
good
of
news
100
is it could get better. But
It is getting better as we keep more sizes just get added.
As you realize more and more people are going to be outside, you're like, shit, we need more stuff.
Definitely. So no, and it's one sales item per, like, people are DMing me, can we buy 5? When the fuck have you ever been able to buy 5? Like, you know what I
Any
mean?
lineup in the world.
Yeah,
When have you
ever.
able to get 5? Yeah.
Like, and for this, so no, the main thing is I want the first, whatever, 100, 120, whatever we end up on, the number, everyone to get something affordable. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's about. So these kids coming out with 30 bodies in line, everybody's getting removed. I know all the resellers in Toronto. A reseller is okay to line up. I just don't want one reseller paying $25 a body to buy all our stock.
Yeah.
Just so you can pay your bills. We're
Especially-
doing this for the community.
I was going to say, because you mentioned it's for the community, it doesn't make sense for 3 guys to have the whole line be them, and then nobody gets shit, and then you open up a
Yeah,
bad
we have
note. Yeah.
we have everything. We have the Rick Rubin sample. Like, we have that
I saw
rare
that. Yeah,
item.
that seems like you should sell it for a little bit more. I don't know much about Supreme, but it seems like it's worth a little bit more than that.
So we have that rare item. We have
We almost sold out at $100. We had, we were figuring out where to price that at.
It was in the wrong post by accident.
And like, prices range all the way down to the antisocial hats for $20. So like, literally a kid can buy something in the store.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. So
And you're able to buy other things in the store. We will have other than sales rack, you're essentially able to buy whatever you want. But from that,
there's
it's,
stuff
first
on
come,
sale.
first serve, one per
Yeah.
person.
One per person.
And do you guys plan on having any security other than Shaheen kicking out random people as he sees fit overnight?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Or
we have
there'll be a
security.
security team.
Yeah.
And do you have a time where people are allowed to line up, or if people wanted to show up
they
outside,
can line up
they're good?
whenever.
I mean, that's on them. The one good thing about where we're located is that we're right beside Bell Media. So we have
Beautiful
essentially
spot.
empty buildings next to us.
Yeah.
So we're not bothering anybody as long as people don't wrap around the block, actually go towards Bell Media. But,
I
but
think
we
they
can coordinate
might.
that. If we see people line up, we'll tell them where to go. But from that aspect, I don't think we'll be, bothering anybody. People can line up when they want, but we will have security from the morning of throughout the entire weekend as well. And ongoing in the store.
and we
what-
might have food for them
Might?
during the line. Might.
I mean, you can't just drop a might.
We didn't get food.
I haven't even gotten food today.
Godfrey looks like he hasn't eaten in 3 months.
Damn,
We don't feed
damn.
Godfrey.
Godfrey, no. We're not going to do
feeds off the
Godfrey like
hype.
that. Shit.
Godfrey just feeds off the
We got to
hype.
give
that's it.
Godfrey a mic next time just to defend himself.
I like it better this way.
Crazy.
So I know that we're not even sure if you're opening on Friday, but if you do open on Friday, what time would it be at? Does anybody know what time you're
10
opening?
a.m.
10 a.m. Until when? It's kind of open-ended till whenever the line is gone? Or
Let's
is there
say 8, but we're not just going to. Let's say 8. Yeah, no,
Let's
no.
say
I'm not
10
going to
to
open
8,
that
but
door.
we'll
I got to
decide.
go home. Yeah, we're not going to open
Yeah,
that
we got to
door.
go home at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah. We're
this
not
is
going to
your
say
home
that.
now. I hope you
Yeah, yeah.
realize that. This is your home now. This is Godfrey's bed. you're sitting
Godfrey
on.
sleeps here. Come meet Godfrey, man. You got to see who we're.
Yeah, man.
You got to see who we're
You want to see the one who shrink wrapped every single shoe on the wall? Come see Godfrey.
by hand.
His hands are so blistered
At rapid speed.
at rapid speed.
Godfrey.
So, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for you to say it right now, but is there any special guests, giveaways, surprises, anything?
No. We're not gonna
other
fuck
than
up the
sales?
line or like a special guest is already enough. Like, we have enough for you guys.
You're special enough?
The special gift. Yeah, we have Godfrey.
Yeah,
Godfrey's
okay.
gonna be outside with the I Am Godfrey t-shirt, handing out cake pops.
Cake pop.
For anyone listening to this, you make sure you hold them to it on
And
Friday.
for anyone listening to this, we have cake pops.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nice.
We definitely do have
confirming-
cake pops.
I'm
Is there
confirming
one
this.
shaped like an O and the other one shaped like a T? Like an O, what? OD, sorry. OD.
Well, we couldn't shape anything like a D.
You want
that wouldn't be anything good. But no,
That's next door.
Yeah, we have the Stag Shop next
we
door.
weren't ready to
Stag
do that
shop, yeah.
collab yet.
People are going to be driving by and be like, oh my God, like the Stag Shop is having a sale. What's the address for anybody listening? If you can't tell, it's going to be the store with the huge lineup in front of it. What's the address? What's all the stuff that people need to know?
273 Queen Street West. What's the nearest subway?
University and is it
University.
Osington?
Osington? Osgood,
Osgood.
Osgood. Lawrence is, where's this guy from?
Brampton.
Is he from Brampton? End this podcast. I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm joking. Shout out to Brampton. We welcome everybody. but-
Brampton, we're not lining
come
up on
line
Friday.
up whenever it's supposed to be raining.
Oh, shit.
We'll take care of the line. I'm not going to let you get bullied on the last day. That happens everywhere in this fucking city. It won't happen here. So don't worry about that. And while we're on getting bullied, motherfuckers have to stand up for themselves. I'm seeing this every
Yeah.
time. Why are you camping overnight
Yeah,
and
you
getting
have to.
bullied
And
in the
getting
morning?
pushed out of the line.
Because
Yeah.
you're never going to get that shoe anyways. Like and these shops don't give a fuck.
No.
Like
Yep.
they're just getting paid. Like they're not going to
They're
fight
making their
this
money
guy
regardless.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're spending that time, you have to. Otherwise, just stay home and just work and buy that shoe for resale.
And the thing is, like, they're not going to fight you. Realistically, these resellers
No, they
are not
want money.
gonna fight
It's all
you.
about money, yeah.
They're big guys and they're trying to bully you and intimidate
Yeah,
you,
of
but they're not
course.
going to pull a gun on you or like fight you.
No,
like
no.
they're not going to do it. They're
Over-
literally just
yeah.
intimidating you out of the line. Like,
motherfuckers just want
stand up for yourself,
$20,
man.
yeah.
If they fight you, they're never going to get to line up again.
Yeah.
'Cause the store's going to ban
that's
them,
the
and they're
best
not going to
case
make any
scenario.
money. Yeah,
If you got beat up in a lineup, come talk to me. Like, let me know what sneaker that was for. I'll help you out.
I'm about to go get punched in the face tomorrow on purpose.
I don't think that's a good thing to put out
Arrange
there.
that after the podcast.
Okay, so you reached out we reached out for you on Instagram for any questions anybody had because the store took so long. There's been some questions.
Oh yeah.
There's been 4 years worth of questions that people have for you.
I am engaged.
You're engaged.
That wasn't one of the questions.
You're
Go ahead.
engaged? Are you engaged?
No,
Oh.
guys, chill. No. Wow.
Engaged to the store downstairs.
Yeah.
He better not leave
Wow.
for the entire
You think I would
weekend.
announce that here? Not to say like it's not a good podcast. The fuck? I got better place to announce that. Yeah, only 2 people.
Only 2 people. All the listeners are in here, so it's fine. So the first question we got was, what took so long? We kind of answered it, but do you have anything to say to this asker? This seems like the same person who would have commented on your post and saying, this store's never opening. So
Yeah.
what do you have to say to this guy?
We just wanted it right. We just wanted,
Oh yeah.
like, there's no benefit for you or me opening with a garbage store.
Mm-hmm.
So just give us a minute. Like, it's worth the wait.
We could have done this somewhere else easily in the city and had it done a year ago. Maybe
Brampton,
2
man.
years ago.
You could have had it
Exactly.
open 5 years ago in Brampton, man.
We would have been open in a month.
Yeah. It would have been easy.
All size
one
13s.
one Brampton
We would've had
joke.
it- it
One
would've been
Brampton joke
completely
per
different branding.
podcast. Like, Brampton has some cool people there. Sorry, Brampton.
He seems like he's backtracking a little bit. So
Just got a text message from my Brampton.
he's crying. He's crying. So next question. How many more times will Shaheen change his Instagram name? I think that one's for you.
Is that from you?
No, it's for you. I don't know who it's from.
No, I'm stuck. Like, it was Crucial 416.
I don't believe it.
Why isn't it OD Shaheen or something, man? Like, you're that guy.
It's just, it would be odd.
If there's any name that he's came up with, I think that's the one you should go with.
Shaheen still, it's very Toronto.
Correct.
Shaheen still, and
It is.
I wanted people to know me by my first name. Like, it's Shaheen. Pronounce it however you want, but I don't want to be known as like Crucial 416.
That's not your name.
No. Like, and
Shit.
that's,
Gotta change my iPhone contact.
yeah,
for you.
that was when I was trying to be a rapper.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I'm just joking, guys.
You're not done trying to be a rapper?
Still an
That's
aspiring
not-
rapper.
I'm still trying to be a rapper, guys.
I wasn't trying. I'm
Yeah.
still trying.
Send beats too.
You want to plug your SoundCloud real quick? The next question, not really a question. This is more of a statement. They said, they not going to last TBH. Anything to say to that?
Who the fuck said that?
Like,
Like our stock's not gonna last. Everyone's gonna steal
I
it
don't know.
through, them,
It was
through the
quite-
weekend. It's all gonna be gone and sold by Monday.
I don't know what it was pertaining to. It could have been the sales stuff.
I mean, we have a great business plan. We have a great
if
business
they have
plan.
money to put up, we can bet you that will last.
I think we almost bet someone in the comment section a couple of years ago. He backed
Yeah.
out pretty quick though.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
A couple of years. It might have been 6 years ago.
Half a decade ago. You
I
guys
actually
were
don't
like, "We're
remember this
opening."
conversation anymore.
It's coming soon, guys. This could be for both of you guys, I guess, or all 3 of you. Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna give the mic to
Yeah, I
Godfrey for
forgot
this
about
one.
that. What's your favorite item in the store, and what was the hardest item to acquire in the store? Let's just go right to left.
We know what yours is.
My car.
Do
That's
you
your
want to
favorite?
talk about your car?
It took a long time to acquire.
So
Three years to order and
so
stuff.
what's your favorite and hardest to acquire? Do you want to tell the people about the car?
Like,
Well,
most
it
sneakerheads
is
don't know
one
this
of
car.
one Centenario, but it's mostly a one of 20. It's just a one of one because of the spec and design. I made it. Nobody else really made it that way.
Got it.
And it's the only one in Canada. It took about, I believe, 2.5 years from the day I ordered it to come. So, just almost as long as the store. But good things take a long time to come. So I waited on that. You guys waited on this. I think we'll all be happy at the end.
Yeah.
Damn.
Crazy.
Is yours a car, Shaheen? What's yours? You got a better answer than
favorite
that?
piece in the store is probably honestly, anything I've met someone through. Like, man, I'm sounding corny. I'm sorry. Everybody rolled their eyes. Yo.
Always got to make me look bad.
My favorite's my car.
Yo, let me pass this. I'm gonna pass this to Godfrey. Let me think about this.
Can I get it back again?
These guys are
Think about
shitting
it.
on me right now. I'll be back.
Think about it. Mo's answer is the
It's the team now.
Yeah.
The team is the most important thing. I love them.
The hardest to acquire was the friendships.
The friendships, the time spent together.
Godfrey, what's your favorite? Please be super superficial about this because no one wants to hear your stupid sappy answers, Gene.
I don't know, because as I was going through inventory, like every day would be like, oh, this is my favorite. This is my new favorite every single day. So like the most recent thing that we have acquired, it's the 1985 Jordan 1 in brand new dead stock condition. Shout out to John for that.
With the box.
No box, unfortunately.
Oh, no box.
No box. But yeah, that
Sorry.
would be. It's okay.
It's already worse than it was a second ago.
Damn.
But yeah, that would be my most recent favorite piece that we have at the moment.
Damn. And Godfrey, while you have a mic, why don't you tell the people what you do? Because we got Shaheen and Mo. Why don't you tell us?
Oh, I'm just here.
You're a little back. You're just here?
I'm just here.
Shaheen's
This is
gonna
the floor manager. No, like without Godfrey, like we're not opening this year.
Yeah, like if Godfrey doesn't make,
Yeah.
honestly, if we don't
If
open
Godfrey
Friday,
doesn't
it's
work
mostly
here,
Godfrey's fault.
Godfrey's
If we, yeah. So like, yeah.
So if you guys need to DM anybody, it would be Godfrey. Take it up with him. Don't take it up with us.
Yeah, so
GM
just come in and
Godfrey.
thank Godfrey. He'll know why.
just come in and shake his hand.
yeah.
Thank God.
Okay, Shaheen, you've had 20 minutes to think about your favorite item in the store.
Fuck. Man, this is another fucking trash ass story. Like,
This episode's never gonna air.
no, like, the more I see these things, the less I care about them. Being around this many things, like, it loses the value it used to have.
Okay.
Like, to me as a person, like, this stuff is beautiful to look at, but like, doesn't do anything for me like that anymore.
It truly is, because like what I almost look at a lot of the stuff that I've had in my house sitting for like years, and I really don't care about a lot of them because they've just been sitting in my, like I've had 50 bear bricks right in the middle of my living room for 3 years. But then when I see the reaction of other people, that's like what every single time resells it to me. And every time I see that reaction, it's like, okay, well, this is exactly why I collected them. This is how I felt originally.
Yeah.
And when people, and we don't have that in Toronto, you know, so when you have the space to come and see those things, those are the reactions we live for.
Definitely.
Do you have something else to say again, Shaheen?
Okay, yeah. No, my favorite piece in the store is the Capsule Tux New Balance collab, Canada's first collab. Shout out to Capsule. We have the one with the special box.
The wooden box, I think it
Yeah,
was.
and
Yep.
that's just endless memories. So that's my favorite piece. Is that okay with you guys? Like,
I mean,
Always political.
Yeah,
It took like 4 answers, but yeah, we got there. I'll just cut out the other ones. No one will ever
Fuck
hear
you
it.
guys.
It's fine. While we're on favorite items, crazy items, hardest to acquire. You didn't even answer hardest to acquire. I don't want you to even take the time to do it. The Pudsey bear. Pudsey? Pudsey? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not that bougie. But can you, Pudsey? Okay. Can you tell everybody the story behind that? I don't know how it took us this long to even talk about it. I didn't even see it when I walked in, so I think like the store opening, that's not real. But what's the story behind it? Like for anybody who doesn't know, because it is kind of an obscure item, but it's also like an incredible item. So do you guys have the background?
With that again, like it was literally like all these crazy ideas that we had. Like when we saw that was going to be a thing, I told Shane we're buying it. And he's like, "Are you sure?" like it was kind of like the skateboards with all these
Yeah,
things. Are you
Shaheen
sure?
just turned around and was like, all right, sure,
Are
whatever.
we sure we're doing this? Like we can use this to get a lot out of the inventory. Is this what we're looking to do? And you know, it was funny. The night of, like when it was happening, there wasn't that many bids. Like I don't remember it exactly. It was about a decade ago. But when it happened, like I remember like the price wasn't that much. And suddenly it just started jumping. Like it wasn't that much, fairly to what we gauged it would be. We thought it would be around the 100K mark, so we were kind of ready for it.
Yeah.
But I think it was like around 20K, maybe 25K, something like that. But it just suddenly started jumping. And I remember we were on the phone and he's like, "Are you sure? Do I pay more?" I'm like, "Just do it." And we just keep going higher.
I feel like everybody who was bidding was literally thinking about it till the last second. Like, this is dumb, yo.
That's,
This is some stupid
And
shit.
every time you see it in the store, you're like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
and as this is going going on. We're doubting it too. We're like, so are we sure we're bidding more? Somebody outbid us. I think we're clear. We can get out of this. It's like, okay, no, just bid a couple thousand more. It's worth it. And it's like, okay, we made it out again. Somebody just outbid us again. And
again, it's for charity, so like everybody wins.
Exactly.
And it was more for
And I think
marketing.
I don't even know exactly how it happened, but I think it went down to like the last second. Like we
Literally
at the last second, it was us or the other person bidding, and we just ended up luckily getting
Yeah, we
it.
making it sound like a
Godfrey
basketball
was the other
playoff.
one bidding.
Yeah, it was not that serious.
It was
Yeah,
Godfrey.
but it was for
outbidding you
charity.
guys.
It's great marketing because motherfuckers they didn't know who we were until then.
And
Like
then
a lot of people.
You got it.
And again, it falls into the line of like, it'll be something that, I've had it in my house for a few years. So again, I'm used to it, but I bring it to the store and the guys, it's special for them just because they don't see it that often.
Bro, I came in and I was like, "Where's the fucking bear?"
We'll show him the
for
bear before we leave.
it's upstairs.
I want to
It's
see the
special.
bear
It's
and the
hidden.
mags. Yeah, put the mags on the bear, and I'll just leave. I'll never come back. And what do we remember the charity it went to? Does anyone actually
At
know?
BC's, it was Children's Charity in UK.
Very good.
Nice.
BBC. Yeah. I think it was a BBC.
Don't say it like that. It is
Yo,
that,
I just
it's better.
came in.
That's
Yo,
why
I
this,
just came in
listen, I
screaming
called it a
BBC.
children's charity to save the situation.
While
Okay,
I'm holding this mic, you guys gave me this
that's
mic
exactly
on
why I didn't
purpose.
want to tag them in the post because I was like,
At
people will.
BBC.
Yeah. I love supporting
Don't
children.
ask
at
me no
BBC was
serious
not the post
questions.
I was about to put up.
I'm sad I asked that question.
Yeah.
So the bear will be
It
here.
ruined that.
The bear will be
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Will it be on display? Maybe.
Yeah.
It will be on
guarded.
display. I mean, for opening, let's just say it'll most likely be in the Centenario, so you'll be able to get a picture of it just sitting there. But we will have a permanent display for it.
Throw it up here so that people can see but not touch, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I
No,
mean,
we're having a
we
DJ
want it
up
to
here.
we want it
Over.
to be on the main floor. We want
Okay.
you to be able to walk up to it, take a photo with it, take a photo of it, all that. But for now, we're gonna put it. We have so many things in the store that we just don't want to create a situation where everybody wants to stay in here for 3 hours.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So with all the things
Easily. Yeah.
So what's a
camp in
good time
here.
for you guys? Like you guys are standing in line overnight. How long would you want to be in the store? Because we're trying to figure out how long to let people in.
That's a good
Like
question, to
you
be
don't
honest.
like the people who camped out. I don't want to be like 10 minutes. That's like fuck you, right?
I mean, if people are coming in and spending money and they got what they wanted and they want to look around and they're not in the way, like I don't think everyone's going to want to stay anyways. Like if you think about it, when we lined up for Galaxies that first time,
Yeah, we're in a Nike store.
when you went in, I left. Like by the time you came out, I was gone because I didn't get the shoe. For everyone who doesn't know the story, you went in, you got the shoe and you left. You wanted to get the hell out of there because we waited like 20 hours for a shoe in the cold.
Yeah.
It's going to be a similar situation. No one's going to want to. I'm sure they're going to want to see it. They're going to do 1 or 2 laps, maybe look at the pinball machine, and they're probably going to cut.
Okay, we'll say this. We'll
But
say
if they
this.
want to look longer, I mean, if there's not getting in the
Yeah.
way, if it's not OD, then let them do it. I mean, just kind of, it seems like a discretionary thing at this point.
Let's say this. When you guys come in for the sale, come back another time to check the store out, and come back so we can have like an actual
Conversation
intimate
and- yeah.
conversation where I can actually talk to you. Because on the day of, it's madness. Like I'm gonna go through the line. We'll meet everybody, but come back and check out the store. There's different things we can talk about. Anything.
Anything.
So like
Avengers. He wants Avengers
Yeah.
spoilers,
Avengers,
everybody.
Avengers, yeah.
Send
we gotta
Sheen
talk
all
about
the Avengers spoilers.
Who is dying in Avengers?
I think it's Iron Man.
You think it's Iron Man?
Yeah.
Swag. What do you think?
Probably Iron Man too.
Iron Man. Iron Man 2? Godfrey?
Captain America.
No.
If
That's my
if
uncle, bro.
Hawkeye doesn't die, I will never watch another Avenger. I'm joking. I've been hating on this motherfucker forever.
Why do you not like Hawkeye, man?
What's his power? Like,
He's a really good archer.
That's a power.
Yeah. Are you a really good archer?
okay, he's got a point.
Facts.
He's got a point. He's gonna do that.
It's pretty superhuman to me, man. Shit. You never watched Legolas friggin' shoot some ogres, bro?
Legolas. Is it Legolas? Get this guy out of here. Is it Legolas? Is
Guys.
it Legolas?
No, it's definitely like
It's definitely like tomato.
Yo, edit that one.
I've never heard
edit that
Legolas.
whole segment. I'm joking.
Shaheen wants people to think he's cool. Stop talking about the Avengers, man. Anyways, I don't even know how we got on that topic. I don't remember what the question was. Okay, so the next question: what makes you different than the other shops in Toronto or in the world, or however you want to take the question?
It's not always about making profit. It's not about making $20 on this, $10 on that. Sometimes,
it's not even about being different. It's just about making a fun space. I mean, it is different in a lot of ways, but
But that
we're
wasn't
enjoying
with the
spa-
intention to be
Yeah,
different.
it's not about
Yeah.
being different. I mean, we do have a competitive spirit. We want to be good at what we do. We want to
course.
succeed at what we do. But at the same time, it's just about creating a great space. We enjoy doing it. You guys will enjoy coming to it. It'll be a great place in the community that you could just stop by all the time. So I think that's more so what's important than us being different.
You have a better answer than that, or no? You're happy with that?
We're going to keep doing this. Mo's just going to come in.
Shaheen's going to start and then Mo's going to finish. Next question. This is product related. Do you guys buy pre-owned? And if so, what kind of condition?
Like, it depends the item. Like,
Okay.
if it's a rare Supreme piece, those are harder to come by.
If Jordan pre-owned
Yes.
it,
Yeah. Game worn by Jordan. That's a little bit different. Okay.
Otherwise, we're going to keep it new. And we'll see what the future holds. Yeah, at least for now. You never know. We could, like, in the future have a section that's pre-owned.
Yeah.
But not too pre-owned. Some people will wear their shit
And
to
beat it.
death.
Yeah.
And call it almost new. What do they fucking call that shit these days?
VNDS?
VNDS. Beat to
VNDS.
shit. And then they'll sell it for like $20 under what. So yeah, we don't want to do that shit. So it's going to be new, maybe a little used in the future.
In the future, but for now, new.
For now, new.
And you guys do consignment, correct? Or are planning to do consignment at some point?
Yeah, not on
Yeah.
the first day, but our consignment will
Or
be.
I can't come on the first day and wait in line and consign my stuff.
No.
All right.
Yeah, but we'll do
Goes
consignment
my
for
weekend
sure.
plans.
We'll do consignment for sure, but again, we curate this spot, so I don't want you coming here with.
yeah, we also
40
don't want a
pairs of
security
LeBrons.
concern with a street filled with kids who are holding the shoes.
Very true.
Yeah, like we don't
scary
want
thought.
this place filled with a lot of bullshit. So message us first, let us know what you have, and then I'll tell you to come in. We might buy it, we might consign it, but yeah, we're gonna do
So
consignment.
you're
here.
open to consignment, and then what would the percentage be? Do you guys know that yet, or are you still not even sure if you're opening? So that's kind of in the back of your mind.
It's gonna be 15%.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
and it comes down to like, we could sell the item for more than other places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. It's just all about the traffic.
You kind of touched on this before, but somebody says the steals they're posting are insane. How are they able to sell for so low?
That's what we bought them at. Like that's the, like, collecting for so long. These things didn't go up. They took years to go up.
Yeah.
So we're just giving back some of that stuff.
Okay. And final question I thought was the most interesting. Will we see an OD show similar to the round 2 show?
Like, man,
Have you seen the
I'm a
round two
lazy
show?
motherfucker.
Correct.
And
this
like,
is
that
like,
takes a
I'm
big
just-
commitment. And like,
Yeah.
again, when we do something, we want to do it right. We don't want to just like put out a couple episodes here and there and like, you know, and we know what we could create something great if we,
sure,
you know,
yeah.
put our energy into it. But there's so many things that we're focusing on right now just for the store itself to, you know, get it out there, you know, get everything in position for the next year or so. So, it is something that we're thinking about, but it's not something that necessarily we're looking to do right away. Now we might do collabs with other, people, bring them in just so we can show the space, all those things. But for us to come and weekly or whatever, bi-weekly put our own product out, we don't have a plan right now for that.
Got it.
And again, I'm a boring guy. And my man's voice cracked right there.
Yeah, you heard it right. I was just not gonna.
No,
even
but
look
another
at
thing
it.
about these channels, like these YouTube channels, like a lot of it is like, it's kind of fake. Like we're not going to name any shops in particular, but you go to a shop
You
when
can
the
name them. They don't listen to the show.
when you go to a shop, when you go to the shop when the cameras aren't on, it's a total different experience.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. So there's a YouTube channel. Like you go into that store, they're buying out for the high. Everyone's friendly. Like you go in there when the cameras are off, motherfucker looks up just to make sure he's not getting robbed. Like there's no customer service. I was sitting at this shop. Nobody was even looking at me. And then you see the YouTube channel, like, oh my God, it's the best. Like, fuck that shit. It's all fake. So
So we kind of touched on that's it for the interviews. Unless you guys have anything else to say about like the shop or anything
no.
like that.
Come
You
see
guys
the
good?
shop. Come see the shop. Like,
Just come out.
we don't want to bore you. How long has this episode been?
Not long enough. I'll tell you that. We got more.
Just never make eye contact with me saying that again.
We got more. So just like a quick discussion, like we've talked about these on the show in the past. But obviously having you guys here, it's a different perspective and I think an interesting perspective. So just a discussion about like reselling and consignment stores in general. Like we've touched on how much they've changed. And 10 years ago, it was like you said, a dirty thing. Like it was like a shady, yeah, it was a dirty thing.
Yo, why is he still making eye contact with me?
If you break eye contact first, you lose, man. It was a frowned upon thing. And now you have stores like Flight Club or Stadium Goods that are, you walk in and it's shiny. You have the round 2 show where it's like,
Bullshit.
glorified. Okay, whatever. It's glorified. Like it's this crazy cool thing. You have ODTO, which is a beautiful spot. It's like bright, beautiful, like amazing product. Everything. People are excited. Do you think of
Joe, you work here? That was fire.
this was brought to you by?
I was about to ask for the check. Was it endorsed?
Like, do you think that, like, obviously it's changed, but why has it changed so much as opposed to 10 years ago where it was that dirty, gross thing that no one wanted to admit to? Like, we talked about it, I think, a couple weeks ago. When people buy something from StockX, they want to make sure you know they got it from StockX. Like, they have the tag in the picture. Why are people so proud of paying resale? It's a cool thing now almost.
I think it has to do with pop culture because in general, like, maybe at a time, resellers were selling to people that were actually passionate about the product versus now where anybody can walk off the street. And that's why the location was so important to us because we didn't want to create a spot that you had to be interested in shoes to find. We want you to just be walking down with your family, see the spot, be able to walk in. Mm-hmm. Right. So from our perspective, that's exactly why we believe like the whole space has changed because it became popular culture. Everybody's interested in it now. It doesn't matter who walks in. They can find something that they'd be interested in buying.
And these brands got smart. Like, they know, let's drop limited shit, create the hype. And Instagram is part of that shit. And people just want the hype stuff. We're going to pass the mic around. This is like an endless topic. Cause like, do you hate resellers?
That was going to be it was supposed to be my first question, but I missed it. Do you think what are you doing with the mic there, man?
No, this is an endless conversation. Like people hate resellers. People hate resellers, but you should be hating the people that value these sneakers so high. And again, like, how am I going to say no to that? Do you know what I mean? That's where it all started. It started with these people wanting to pay that just to flex on Instagram.
Supply and demand, right?
So, like, what is it worth for you?
So overall, do you think the consignment stores and resellers are good for the community overall? In the broadest perspective you can think of, good or bad for the community?
Like what community?
Sneaker community.
Absolutely.
It's good for, it's 100% good for the sneaker community.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, for sure. And like a good consignment shop, we're going to bring light to like other sneakers. Guaranteed, people don't wear New Balances in this city. We'll have New Balances. People like just want the hype stuff. Come into the store, there's dope shit here that isn't on Instagram, on your newsfeed. Your newsfeed is off-white.
Stuff you can't buy on StockX. It's not even listed on StockX.
And I think it depends on like how you look at the community because there is a big community of people who are a part of the community, but they're not really in depth with it. They're just kids who might not even know much about shoes.
Casual consumers.
But at the same time that they're casual consumers, they're passionate about the brands or the people that these brands collab with. So, having a space where we can give you something crazy to enjoy, but curate that collection where everything is here, it sparks the passion in a lot of people that will come in here. And I feel like as a boutique, you don't have the free reign to do a lot of the stuff that we do. As a boutique, you're kind of stuck. I mean, there are boutiques that obviously try a lot harder and bring something like what we have, bring an experience to you, but it's much harder when you don't have what we have, which is we have free reign. We can choose exactly what we do. Yep. There are no partnerships, no collaborations, nobody holding us to anything that we can choose what we were going to do with this store.
Let me give you a hot take.
Please.
Resellers made it easier for people to get sneakers. If I wasn't, I'm like, not me, but if a reseller wasn't buying 100 pairs of this sneaker,
reseller, so like
look at the Yeezys. Look at the Yeezys. The resellers kept buying it. They kept producing more and more. Now there's a lot of them. People are complaining now that it's GR. Like the resellers made that shoe attainable for everybody. You can buy Yeezys now. You know what I mean? And they're doing that with the Jordan 1 and they'll release different colorways that's not for everybody, but at least people can get those shoes now. Back in the day, it was like 12 pairs. They would just test it. And then, like, as that shit sold more and more, these companies want money. There's more pairs out there.
And I think even for the brands themselves, it's a testing ground. They get to see, what hits the most, what the communities enjoy. So, more than them just creating something, releasing it and kind of seeing where their company is at that moment, they can see where that shoe goes for years to come, how people receive it, how in the future it changes the opinions of people. So in general, I think like for everybody in the space, it's good. Not only the community, not the resellers, but also the brands that we feature in here.
And and be the guy to wear that random shoe. Don't wear the hype shit. Like I don't wear hype shit. Like at the store, I'm wearing regular shit. Be the guy to bring light to a random sneaker. Those are the actual cool people. Do you know what I mean? Be like an actual influencer. And that's all I can say about
Shaheen just called himself an influencer, everybody.
that.
Just so
Yo,
it
Godfrey.
reflects. Just so everybody heard, Shaheen is calling himself an
No, because
influencer.
if you go to Foot Locker right now, dope shit there. There's dope shit. Like you don't need the limited shit. For what? It's literally for the Instagram. Like, just buy some regular shit. I've bought regular shit before. Like it's okay to say you bought regular shit.
This
like-
is a safe space, man. Like, you're allowed. It's okay.
Lawrence just looked at me like disgusted. You bought a GR?
This is a safe space. You can say these kinds of things. It's okay.
Yeah, but no, I'm
Open up,
not just
open up.
saying that because we have hype shit. We have regular shit here. There's affordable shit here. We try to make, like, I try to curate random brands.
And we will have them more even in the future. I mean, not as much, but like as new things come out and we can, bring them for the community here as well. So we will do that because at this point we didn't want to obviously just collect a massive collection of just general release things. But, as they come out and as we can, get our hands on them, we will be bringing some of those items there.
Love that shit.
And you got to predict the future. Like, obviously, Supreme sells, guys. But, like, what's next? And, like, we control the market. Like, you guys, everyone. Like, whatever we want to be cool is what's going to sell. So we got to bring light to different brands.
I like it. So, speaking of consignment stores, speaking on the topic of how they've popped up and how they're still, like we said, Urban Necessities is coming. When we started coming up, when I met you, I don't think there was any. Like I said, like you said, Essentials was the first one, whenever that was 5 years ago, we'll say, maybe. What's with the surge of consignment stores? Is there enough demand? Is there enough supply and demand, to be honest? Like, what is your guys' take on, because you guys are opening due to this demand being there, is it sustainable? Are these stores going to last? Do you guys think that you'll take them over?
Obviously,
like,
it
is that
obviously
No,
depends
never
on
take
the
them
not
over.
what I mean, but do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think that people will come here instead?
Obviously,
like, do you
those
think
are
it's-
all
Go everywhere.
independent of like each store and how they operate. But in our situation, we look at it as this space is going to continue to grow. Now, for example, like whether a shoe is sold for $100 and it goes to 3,000, or a shoe is $100 and it goes to 120, as long as there's a margin for money to be made, resale stores can thrive. Right now, they can make less money, more money, but at the end of the day, they can last. So whether they are here or not, that's more so based on their business plan, not the space itself. The space is getting bigger. It's continuing to get bigger. And I think even the brands themselves are realizing that this space is going to influence a lot of the things that they're going to do in the future. And they're looking at this space for influence on the things that they're
And if you
doing.
want to last as a reseller, just start selling other things. It's not always sneakers. We have art here.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of things to resell, and
We're
a lot
collectors,
of these,
essentially.
Yeah.
and a lot of these shops, they'll have random pieces that we won't have. That's how you gotta run your store. You gotta have the stuff that we don't have.
Yeah.
It doesn't
be
have to be
different,
hype.
yeah.
Just be different. I want to see a random brand in there. It's not all, like, we don't all have to have the same things. That's why there's so many opening up, because you'll have a different, like, this guy will have a lot of New Balances. This guy will have Asics, and that's dope. You gotta have all of that.
And if you're going to resell, even if you don't have a store, like I know NetMag talks about it all the time. Like, you shouldn't just be reselling Off-White, Yeezy, all of like the hype shit. If you can walk into an outlet, see a Vapor Max for $50 and be like, yo, I can sell 1,000 of these for $100. Like, you should be able to do that too. Like, you should be just good at business in general. And like, clearly this store opening on Queen Street West that you guys bought the space is a testament to the fact that you guys have much broader plans than just hype stuff. Clearly.
Exactly.
You'll write him the check. That was fire.
I got you, bro. PR, I got it. So just really quickly, it kind of got touched upon with one of Shaheen's answers, but like what?
No, it's funny.
It's good, man. You led into it. It was really good. The sneaker community in Toronto or Canada, just in general,
Let's say Toronto.
even just Toronto, like think about, we're going to keep using the example, but when you and I lined up for Galaxy Foams,
Yo, that's
how many stores got them? Do you remember? Cause I do.
You remember? Let me hear what you know.
It was 3 stores that released them, we'll say.
Okay.
There was Livestock on Spadina, there was Foot Locker at Eden Center, and there was Nike. And then there was a couple other stores, or I think one other store that messed around with them.
Like another store, the one that but motherfuckers got sent 3 pairs.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want to do with 3 pairs? You want to
Yeah.
release that shit? No. Like, these stores need, like, you have staff. These motherfuckers are working for nothing. You want to give them the pairs. So that's not, so like, we're not even knocking them. We're not even calling them out. There was 3 stores.
3 stores is what I remember, possibly in all of Canada.
That's when it got crazy.
That was like a lot.
That's when people were experimenting with lineups, raffles. Livestock came
That was
out and
my
gave out
first lineup.
cards,
That was
and
my
those
first
motherfuckers
lineup.
went home.
Yeah.
That was like, I met Lawrence at that lineup.
Yeah, that's where we became best friends.
Yeah, no, on God, that's where we met, and that's what it means. Like these sneakers, like the Galaxy Foam, that's LDoggyStyle. I had to drop.
Is
his
that you trying to
Instagram.
sell me? Like,
Yeah. It's his Instagram.
trying to
But
return the favor a little
that's
bit?
literally that shoe. Like I just remember you at the back of the line. Like, yo, am I gonna get
I
a pair?
wasn't at the back, man. I was in like the middle. First of all,
My man had hope until the last minute,
Bro,
and
like-
I kept counting the people in line because we knew how many pairs they had. We kept counting, and he was getting a pair. I don't know who the fuck showed up in the morning.
apparently the story that I heard,
The story that they told you to make you feel better.
No, the story that I heard from some random person after the fact, not the official story, was that I think a Toronto Raptor wanted one pair, and then at the last second, he's like, actually, I want two pairs.
No, someone cut in line.
Someone could have
Yeah,
okay,
at the
whatever.
front.
Whatever somebody wants to make me feel better. I don't feel any better about it no matter
Somebody
what.
want to send them Galaxy Foams?
yeah.
This
I got
guy
it.
will never get over that shit.
I got a pair, man. I'm good. That shit's never leaving me. I actually got one of the capsule pairs. To be funny enough, I have one of those pairs. Since we're going to shout them out right now. But yeah, so the state of the Toronto sneaker community was obviously in shambles. Clearly, just by that story alone, like we got nothing. We had a community that was growing, starting to flourish. People started to care more, but we had no supply. The demand was there. Do you think this store would have survived back then? This kind of store?
Yo, it's funny, like, as you were talking, like, as the culture died, like, the community grew.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, like, in shambles, we didn't have many sneakers, but we appreciated those
We had
sneakers.
so much love for everything.
Yeah, we actually love that shit. So, like, it's the yin and yang. What would you prefer? The culture or having access to all this shit?
It's very true. What would you prefer?
To have access for all this shit.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, you, us, we still care about the stories. We still care about that shit.
So back to my question. Do you think the store would have survived? 10 years ago, 2011? No.
No.
Because at that time, like we said, I think it was just Flight Club, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
it was super niche back then.
Yeah.
Super niche. Like, you remember back in the day, like, being a sneaker collector?
Telling
What
your
the
friends, it was
fuck?
like, what?
Well, I think it
what
would
are
have
you
been tough
talking
for
about?
us.
You're a what?
Yeah.
You do what? These guys collect sneakers?
What a loser.
Especially back then, like
Yeah.
trying to do this in Canada would have been extremely tough. I mean, we could have ran the store somewhere out of New York and thrived, but here it would have been tough.
Agreed. So this is kind of just to round everything out. How do you guys see OD playing a role in the future of Canadian sneaker culture? Do you see them? Are you guys playing a role in it at all? Just expand on that a little bit, because you guys spoken so much about culture, so much about community, so much about all that. It's not about the money. How do you guys want to? Do you want to shape it in any way? Like, what do you guys think you guys can do for the culture?
There's
long-term,
definitely
short-term, anything?
going to be kids that are coming up right now that look at us, that start something that could be bigger than this.
Exactly.
So, like, we'll see what the future holds. Like, the next big thing is going to be lining up. Like, you could be in line on Friday. Next thing you know, it's a huge business he's running into. So you never know but will definitely influence what's next.
That's your plan. That's your hope. I
Yeah,
guess?
we're definitely going to influence what's like, we're
Yeah,
just making Toronto bigger.
Exactly. I mean, just the spaces that are in Toronto already influence the kids that are here. So it's just by coming and doing something that much crazier, it just gives people that much more inspiration. And we are doing a lot of community driven things as well. Like as the store opens, you'll see those things.
Yeah.
So, through those like initiatives that we're taking, we're going to be working a lot with the youth. We're going to be working a lot with the community. And, those are the things that really we want to enforce more than anything. Like we really want to work with Toronto as a community because it's a place that we all grew up.
Love that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are clearly going to be a destination.
Yeah, just
like, that's what you
destination
guys-
for
that's what you wanna
everything.
be, right?
Come and
Yeah.
bullshit. Like, we could just talk. You don't have to come here for anything.
Like shit, when Shaheen was telling me about it, whenever this started in like 2008 or whenever it was, he was saying that he wants it to be a destination. He wants it to be somewhere that people will come from other cities, or like they will show on the same stature as like whatever Stadium Goods, Flight Club. Like he wants to be mentioned in the same breath as those guys. And honestly, you
Definitely
guys,
for Toronto, definitely.
you guys did like an incredible job. Like both of you, like all, even Godfrey, I guess.
No,
Is that
yeah,
right?
no.
Like,
Those, yeah,
Mostly Godfrey.
Mostly
is,
Godfrey,
Yo, come check Godfrey. He's working on Friday.
he's working every day. But yeah, honestly, like it means a lot that you guys had us here. Like we really appreciate it, even though these guys, like it's been most of you guys, but they really appreciate it. Like all the
Appreciate you guys
information.
coming out.
Do you guys have anything else you want to add before we wrap it up? Shaheen, your analytical self.
Like, if you ever come into the store and feel uncomfortable, just come and tell us. If one of our employees doesn't say hi to you, come let me know. Like,
And we're all friends here. All the
Yeah.
employees that work here, we're all friends.
We all clown
and,
each other.
it's really important for us, for the people that also come in here, to feel the same way, that we're also friends with all of you. And we, you know, there's no person that should ever come in here that shouldn't feel like they're welcome and that we're all friends with them.
The fucking music we were playing the other day, we're like, yo, it can get wild in here.
Can you sing it for us real quick?
No, I'm gonna sing it for you guys on Friday.
You can just drop an instrumental for
on Friday. No, but yeah, this place does not take itself seriously.
That's good. The world's too serious already, man. You're too serious already. Let loose.
He is very serious. As soon as the mics go off.
Yo, listen, my face is like this. I occasionally smile.
I didn't know that there was a male resting bitch face, but you have it.
Lawrence was waiting years to tell me. You did it.
Once again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for allowing us to be here. Thank you to everyone who supported and or been a part of the podcast, wherever you're taking in the episode. Please leave a comment, review, follow, and or subscribe. We've got a Facebook forum we like to use to sell stuff and connect with you guys. CGS Talk. That's www.facebook.com/groups/cgs.talk. We've also got a website for reviews, recap stories, and much, much more. Maybe we'll cover the opening. If I can wake up early enough on Friday, we'll come down. CanadaGotSold.ca. If you got any questions, suggestions for any of our segments, like the Soul Pull, Sneaker Heading for Dummies, or the Fire Round, shoot us a DM or email us at CanadaGotSoul@gmail.com. Also, obviously, do not forget to use the hashtag CanadaGotSoul on Instagram for a feature. I have been Lawrence Hopkins. You can find me at LDoggyStyles on Instagram. Woof.
I'm Joel Hernandez. You can find me at Joe Dooney, JO_D3OsNEY.
I'm Alvin Quincy, and you can find me at MISTERQ and then Mart.
Shaheen, where can they
Yo,
find you?
if you've lasted this long in the podcast, my lucky number is 17. If you tell us that, I'll give you 2 cake pops. I just want to see who the fuck was listening. I just want to know who the fuck is listening to the end. 2 cake pops. Lucky
cake
number
pops.
is 17. Come let me know. I got you for 2. I'm Shaheen. I'm boring as fuck. And it's Shaheen Still on Instagram.
Touch of the God on Instagram as well. Touch of the God.
Nice.
It's Godfrey.AEH. It's GODFRUI.CH. EH, my
Can
bad.
you say that one more time?
Yo, can you guys spell it for him? No, but yeah, next time we're gonna give Godfrey a mic. Godfrey, like, shout out to Godfrey, like, he has
man.
helped a lot. We're gonna give you a round of applause after.
Yeah. Once,
Yeah, my man's blushing and shit.
Yeah, man.
Holy shit.
Godfrey, they might actually pay you this week, man.
Damn.
Let's not promise him that.
Yeah, let's keep that down. Yeah.
And thank you for listening to us talk about sneakers, first of all, for 2 hours and for 57 episodes. Please remember to rock your kicks. This has been True to Size. We have been CGS, and we are out. Peace. What's that? What, you want to talk? Oh, you can keep talking. It's still recording. What does he have to say?
We have nothing left.
This interview is over.